my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Good morning and welcome, one and all, to PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. As always, I'm your host, Mike. Joining me once again is the Smoking Patriot, also known as Common Sense America. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, brother.
So, like I was telling you backstage, I know I'm going to have a few articles here this morning that are going to make you go, well, they're going to make Common go like this. He's going to do this, folks.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Great movie. Oh, God. Great line.
Love it. Love it. I never get tired of it.
I never do either.
The other part I was thinking about clipping, but I didn't have enough time to clip it this morning, was prepare the ship. Prepare the ship for ludicrous speed.
Oh, there's so many great lines in that you could probably clip from that movie. Oh.
All right, so
All right.
let's go ahead and get underway with this. All right, so as you can see, our first article here comes from comicbook.com and is concerning My Hero Academia. And it says, My Hero Academia highlights the surprising weakness of Aizawa, also known as Eraserhead. This is by Nick Valdez. It was posted on the 12th of this month. And it goes on to say, My Hero Academia has revealed a surprising weakness hidden in Eraserhead's erasure quirk with the newest chapter of the My Hero Academia vignette spin-off series. The prequel spin-off manga series is now in the midst of the climax of its final battle between Kochi Hamiara's Crawler, and no, I can't pronounce these names correctly. I am trying, though. And the explosive number 6, Kochi, has been fighting for as long and hard as he could against the ever-evolving villain. But it's clear as the newest chapters that he's reaching such a breaking point that he can't do it alone anymore. That seems like it will no longer be necessary as the newest chapter. And it goes on to say, the end of the previous chapter had teased that while Kochi was running out of options, he would soon be getting some much needed help from the pro heroes who had been in the area taking care of other threats. With the likes of Eraserhead and some of the other pros who he has teamed up with through the series thus far, the battle seems to be turning to Kochi's favor. But the newest chapter has also limited that help by sharing Aizawa's weakness in that his erasure quirk can't confirm a proper visual for an enemy that happens to glow, which means he can't cancel out number 6's quirk. Chapter 121 of My Hero Academia Vigilantes sees the pros heroes screw that up already, and we've only just begun. It sees the pros heroes start to come to Kochi's aid and not only help civilians escape but also help him in the midst of battle. Aizawa came to his side almost immediately, and thankfully he's able to temper just a bit of his injuries. Kochi's still very much the target of the villain, so he'll be bait, and thus far Eraserhead is trying his best to come up with a countermeasure. It goes on to say, Kochi asks why the hero just can't use his quirk, and the hero explains enemies that glow bright prevent visual confirmation, and thus his quirk can't work. While the main series had highlighted the fact that his quirk was weakened by Aizawa's physical limitations in that it only works for as long as he can stare at his foe. It it's an interesting new wrinkle to reveal that another physical limitation is now. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, I didn't get enough sleep. Uh, I jumped into a DeLorean last night after I got off a live stream, and well, 1.21 gigawatts of power hit that DeLorean, and I was put 1 hour ahead into time. Yes, 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts! Great Scott!
Well, the main series had highlighted the fact that his quirk was weakened by Aizawa's physical limitations, and that it only works for as long as he can stare at his foe. It's an interesting new wrinkle to reveal that another physical limitation is how light enters his vision. It's a weakness that might not come into play in the main series, but also very well pop up when least expected, given how this spin-off series has already had a number of surprising tie-ins to the main series so far. Well, much like any spin-off series has a tie-in to its main series, just like, Star Trek has its tie-ins, Star Wars has its tie-ins. And what do I think about this new weakness for Eraserhead? Well, it adds more dynamic to the character. It adds another layer. You don't want the characters to be overpowered. What do you think,
Yeah.
Common?
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't seen the show, and I know Chaos is constantly saying, "What? You haven't seen it?" Yes, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. But just taking out the My Hero Academia aspect and going with a villain, it is nice to see that you have a very powerful villain who isn't just like unbeatable, because if you look at various other big villains, and I'm going to use Dragon Ball Z for an example. Frieza was so overpowered that even the strongest, even at Goku when he did all his training and everything at 100 times gravity, even when he went all out against Frieza, he was almost no match for him, and so you would have thought, well, Frieza's unbeatable, but that's where Goku dug like super deep and found his like true inner power and became Super Saiyan. I mean, I'm sure anyone who's seen Dragon Ball Z remembers that epic moment when he first goes Super Saiyan and whatnot, and you find out, okay, Frieza's actually not as strong because even at his strongest, he can't beat Goku in Super Saiyan. Um, so it's nice to see a villain that is very powerful, and for the strongest hero, he's an even match for. But he actually has a bit of a weakness of some sort. For Frieza, it was his overconfidence. He was cocky, he was overconfident, and he let that get the best of him. And you can say, well, that's not a weakness. No, it is, because it means that um, when you underestimate your opponent, and then your opponent starts kicking your ass, then you're like, okay, crap, I need to start countering. But it's already too late because your opponent's already got the upper hand, because that falls within a mental weakness, a thinking weakness more than a physical. So I think it's good that they give a villain a notable weakness. Now, am I saying it's a major weakness? No, but it's a weakness of some sort that makes that villain much more much more viable, rather than just, oh, he can't be killed kind of thing.
Exactly, and I'm going to bring up an example for a protagonist too, and Chain of Command Part 2, where Picard's back on the Enterprise and he admits to Troy that at one time he considered saying that there were 5 lights.
Mm-hmm.
because Picard was being tortured. How are you doing this morning, Cash?
Doing pretty good.
What's happening, Cash?
What's up, Patriot? How you doing?
I'm alive and kicking.
That's good.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next story here. Let me go ahead and share this tab. Make sure it actually shares here on StreamYard, because I've had a few broadcasts where it doesn't, and it looks like it is. All right. Since there are the three of us here, we can all offer varying opinions, and anyone in the chat can offer their opinion too. But Disney CEO Bob Chapek fully aligns company with LGBTQ plus agenda, declares he will be an outspoken champion. This is by Jacob Smith. It was posted on March 11th, and it says Disney CEO Bob Chapek completely removed any confusion as to where he stood on Florida's parental rights and education bill, which bans the reaching of sexuality and transgenderism to children between kindergarten through third grade. In a recent company-wide email obtained by Variety, Chapek declared that he's fully on board with the LGBTQ plus agenda and that he promises to be an outspoken champion for their movement. The email begins, "To my fellow colleagues, but especially to our LGBTQ plus community. Thank you to all who have reached out to me, sharing your pain, frustration, and sadness over the company's response to the Florida Don't Say Gay bill. Speaking to you, reading your messages, and meeting with you have helped me better understand how painful our silence was. It is clear that this is not just an issue about a bill in Florida, but instead yet another challenge to basic human rights. You needed me to be a stronger ally in the fight for equal rights, and I let you down. I am sorry." He apologized. Well, I'm going to tell you this right here, right now. I don't believe a single word of that.
Nope.
Chapek continued, "Our employees see power of this great company as an opportunity to do good. I agree. Yes, we need to use our influence to promote that good by telling inclusive stories, but also by standing up for the rights of all. Starting immediately, we are increasing our support for advocacy groups to combat similar legislation in other states," he declared. "We are hard at work creating a new framework for our political giving that will ensure our advocacy better reflects our values. And today we are pausing all political donations in the state of Florida pending this review." Goes on to say, "But I know that there is so much more work to be done. I am committed to this work and to you all, and will continue to engage with the LGBTQ plus community so that I can become a better ally. You will hear more about our progress in the coming weeks," he stated. Chapek then asserted, "I truly believe we are infinitely better and stronger company because of our LGBTQ plus community. I missed the mark in this case, but am an ally you can count on, and I will be an outspoken champion for the protections, visibility, and opportunity you deserve," he concluded.
Oh, good. Oh, all right.
Yeah, you're telling me, Cash. This new email comes after a statement from LGBTQIA plus Pixar employees was made public that slammed Disney for being a poor LGBTQIA plus community. Goes on to say the Pixar employees accused Disney of removing gay content from their films, primarily aimed at children, writing nearly every moment of overtly gay affection is cut at Disney's behest, regardless of when there is a protest from both the creative teams and executive leadership at Pixar. They also called Chapek and Disney leadership hypocrites, given the company's recent statements regarding the invasion of the Ukraine and its past decision to oppose a pro-life bill in Georgia back in 2016. Well, they are hypocrites. And even this statement from Chapek is hypocritical because
Yes,
I'm getting on a rant here.
I know.
Because as someone who was born with a physical disability, I
Right.
know when people are just pandering to me.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's not right when people go, "Oh, that's okay. You can do this," and they're not empathetic, they're not sympathetic. They don't give a shit. I'm just gonna say it right now. Disney doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
It's more virtue signaling. Like all these companies that come out with a big statement, they always use these kind of fancy words, and then they look like idiots because that's what they do. They think also a lot of these communities are so welcoming. Just tell them you have different politics, they'll just throw your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
Just get out. Just that's it. That's just the reality. And people don't want to, of course, hear about that. They're like, oh, they're all inclusive and welcoming. It's a load of crap, which
It
is too
is.
bad, but it is. So.
And
Hello, Leia Rose.
Hey,
And-
Leia.
Leia's right. This world is going to Hades.
Yeah, I mean,
and just wanted to add one more point. They don't even read these bills. That's the best thing. They're either racist, they're sexist, they're this or that. They don't even read the bills. They don't care. It's all just whatever. And it's always the same garbage every time. It just is. But don't ask questions, guys. Don't ask questions. Just obey and say, yeah, that makes sense. No.
yeah,
That's what they want you to do. They want you to basically be like the Borg, stand in your own cove, and listen to the Borg hive mind.
That's all it is, really. Because as somebody who used to go to Disney for many years, they had like the gay weekend where it was like rainbow colored stuff and everything for a while. Disney also had where it was a 2-night event. It was Friday night and Saturday night. It was called Night of Joy, where they hosted Christian artists, Christian worship, Christian rock, all this stuff. And it was and they did it in the Magic Kingdom. They had 3 or 4 different stages set up throughout the Magic Kingdom park, and they sold out. I mean, we're talking Magic Kingdom on like peak season packed. That's how the Magic Kingdom was. And I noticed Disney's immediate about face when in the same year they announced instead of a gay pride weekend, it was a gay month weekend, and they got rid of Night of Joy. They flat out got rid of Night of Joy. They never had it again. But Universal had Rock the Universe, which was their basic, which is the same thing basically, but they just called it Rock the Universe. Over at Universal, they were still doing it up until the pandemic. And now that here in Florida, the restrictions are lifted to the point, they started it up again. But Disney has no desire to bring back Night of Joy. So I'm like, you guys have already decided which boat you were standing in. And this is going back to 2017. 2017 is when they got rid of Night of Joy and started the whole gay month thing the year before.
And listen, I want to make it perfectly clear right here, right now. I don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's your personal preference. It's your life.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me. You live your life the way you want to live it.
Yep.
But what I am against is these companies all of a sudden acting like they care about something when, like I said before, they don't give a shit.
It's just easy for them to get good press. And the mainstream, a lot of the mainstream media is happy to give it to them. Oh, look what they're against now. Did you even read any of this? Of course not. It's as I said before. It's always the same nonsense that goes on. Oh, and by the way, where's my white month? You know, I deserve a trophy. Where's my white year?
Well, back in July, Sega said that they were supporting Americans with Disabilities Month. I'm thinking to myself, as someone with a disability, I don't want a fucking month.
No. We all just want to be treated like everybody else. You know, everybody wants to be treated like everybody else. So why do we need a special why do we need a special month for this and that and this and that? I just don't care. I just don't care. Treat people with respect and move on.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. Like, I don't care if you're, what gender you are, what race you are, what religion you are. I've said this on Pop Talk many times. As long as you are respectful towards me, I'm respectful towards you by default. I will gladly break bread, have a good smoke, go shooting, gaming, all that stuff with you. I don't care what category you want to throw yourself into, as long as you show me respect. The moment that you do not show me respect, that's it. The game, the jig is up. Because I will show you respect. I will gladly break bread with you any day of the week and talk about stuff. We might not agree all the time, but I will at least have the common courtesy towards you. But to throw me into others into a category where we're anti-trans, anti-this, anti-that, this isn't a political thing, okay? I mean,
nope.
It really isn't. I mean, kids nowadays are subjected to so much more than they were even going from the year 2000 to 2010. I mean, look at how easy the access it is to violent videos. And I'm not talking video games, okay? I want to clarify that. Violent videos where they could watch anything, pornography, all this sexualization, everything. Kids are exposed to so much nowadays. Yep. And now you throw into the mix, basically saying at 6 years old, hey, a boy should be a girl or a girl should be a boy. Let the children have their innocence. Yep. I mean, you only get that innocence for so many years of your life, and it's as a child. I don't think I'm asking a whole lot.
Oh, you are. Don't worry, because what you said is probably considered against the so-called code that these people decided to make up in their own minds.
Yeah,
you're being too reasonable, Smoking. You have to say yes, I agree with this, and this is the best, and you need to cheerlead and wear your shirt and put your pronouns in your bio. Get on it, man.
I mean, I'll cheerlead for open carry, and I'll gladly wear a, my freedoms don't end where your feelings begin shirt. I mean, is that the kind of shirt you're talking about?
Yeah, that'll work. We'll go with that. That's fine. And we're canceled on the channel. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Nah.
But seeing DeSantis rip these people apart is so funny because people say he's being super political. No, all he literally is saying, did you read the bill? Did you read the bill?
They never read it. You know this?
They never do. It doesn't matter if it's local, state, or federal level. They never read the bills. They just pass them.
Why would you want to read? Just obey. Just go get on the assembly line and go. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Please, sir. Can I have some more?
Can I more? Yes. Oliver Twist.
Well, it's like even sports. How they start catering to different things. It's like no, I'm going to a game to watch the game. I don't want this stuff that's on the outside of this game thrown into my face. Cash, you wouldn't believe how many people I've seen on social media that saying, okay, good, the season's going to start for Major League Baseball a week after it was supposed to. But these same people who are glad that the season's going to start are also saying they're not going to hold back in their opinion.
Well, look, of course not. Look up Oral Hershiser and stuff. I have a lot of respect for the man. especially as a former Dodger. But he was like, "Oh, I feel I need to apologize," and I'm sure you can guess what he's apologizing for. I don't want to go too deep into politics, obviously, but
No.
you can guess what he's apologizing for. And these people feel they need to apologize. Would these other people apologize to them though? Oh, I see. Because the mainstream media and all this told me I have to do this, so I will obey. It's a bunch of garbage. It always is. Now and then, when the game companies get involved, and not just Disney and DC and all this, it's just embarrassing. I mean, look at what's happening at the conventions. Look at DC Fandom. They want to lecture you with their BS, and it is BS. It's stupid.
I'm not paying my hard-earned money to go to a convention to be preached at.
No.
I'm going to a convention to have a good time and, celebrate the fandom I love. I don't care if it's DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever this fandom that we're celebrating is. That's what I'm there for. That's what I paid my hard-earned money for. That's what I'll be buying memorabilia for.
That's right. I want to hear Patrick Stewart give me tips about my kitchen, like that Family Guy episode.
That's an excellent question. It's important that you microwave your sponge. A clean sponge is a happy sponge.
Well, speaking of going to a convention and hearing someone go on about something, it was back in 97, I believe, that I went to a Star Trek convention in San Diego, and William Shatner was there. And he was talking about throughout the whole day he couldn't find a veggie sub.
Of course. But he did it his way. Just remember, Mike, he did it his way. That's the important part.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
It's just. Oh, by the way, so this is kind of like a little side thing, but it just came up in my mind. So apparently, my YouTube feed, like unrecommended, has been pulling up like clips from Picard.
Oh,
from the first two episodes. And I actually watched some of them because I'm like, how bad is this? And I'm like, well, I'm not subscribed to Paramount, so I'll just watch a few of these clips. Oh my God. I'm just like, what in the hell is this? like they don't have the Terran Empire, they have the Confederation, but it's literally the exact same thing.
Yeah, there's no difference.
There's literally no difference.
I was showing Chaos a clip from the latest episode of Picard where they name drop characters. Sarek, Gul Dukat, Martok.
Yeah, the Hall of Skulls, I think that clip was entitled.
And a few people on social media and in the YouTube comments did say Martok's ridges don't line up.
Yeah. And then I saw somebody when they showed Sarek, somebody pointed out how elongated the back of his skull is. Like, it doesn't look, because Vulcan, if you look at their heads, they're similar to humans, but this one had a very elongated back one. And somebody pointed out, wait, is that just kind of like a clay version of the crystal skull from Indiana Jones? Because that's what it kind of looks like.
I wish that skull would. I wish we could actually find that skull and use it on people.
Not only that, the Ferengi skull. The Ferengi skull still has the fucking ears on it.
Yeah, like there's actual bone in their ears.
It's cartilage.
It's just so stupid. And then I love it how apparently a Borg can now beam through shields.
Ooh.
Yeah, because so in the opening scene, apparently they're like, "Sir, there's an incoming transporter," and then you see whatever Spaniard dude. He's like, "They can't teleport, they can't transport through shields," and then all of a sudden it's like it's the way they show it. It's like a sustained beam hitting the shield. It's not like how transporter where it's just kind of like you show up in one place, show up in this one. They do it like a beam. And then that's how the Borg Queen transports, is that it basically pierces the shield enough to where it can get through the shields.
Funny. Anybody remember First Contact? Anybody?
Yeah, of course.
Well, the only reason why the Borg were able to beam through is because their shields were down, remember?
Yeah, I know that. But still, even in other encounters with the Borg still had to lower the shields in order to beam through the shields.
Yeah. And
Wait, guys, hold on a second though. For benefit of the doubt, if they're showing the Borg beaming through the shields using some new beaming technology that you can physically see a beam hitting the shield and penetrating, I'm like, okay, they upgraded their transporter tech, so I'm not going to nitpick that too hard.
Yeah, but remember, in Voyager, Unimatrix 01 was decimated the last time we saw it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. These Borg came through a temporal rift.
Oh, and guys, my computer...
And Starfleet uses Borg tech now in their ships.
My computer was acting up a little earlier. I was trying to comment on when you guys were talking about the nut jobs and the bill in Florida. Yes, they did. They totally read the bill. They read it.
Yeah.
Did you read the bill? Yes, we read the bill.
They read the bill and then they interpreted it their own way. Yes.
Oh, you said read? Oh, I thought you meant read. My bad. I must have misheard you.
They looked at the bill and then they signed it later, or they signed it and then they read it. That's what they do. They sign it and then they.
Well, even the article here continues by saying Chapek's mask-off moment also comes following comments Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made while speaking to supporters in Boca Raton. A video obtained by Fox News. Oh no, Fox News! Read!
Oh no! I don't know. They better. Tucker Carlson.
There's someone with a different opinion than us being airtime. Oh my goodness gracious!
Say
no. Save the children.
Good morning, pop culture mechanic.
Good morning.
The children.
Yes. Think about the children. Come on.
Okay, that's it. Everyone on this panel right now, I'm going to have to report you guys to some type of alphabet agency because now you guys are doing a little bit too much thinking your own thoughts with your own brain.
Too much thinking. You two won't like it.
You're not allowed to think your own thoughts with your own brain.
What have you done?
What?
What? That thing between your ears is there to just counterbalance your booty.
I still want to go like total robotic and be like, I'm sorry, Chaos. My programming was corrupted. You are right. I need to submit.
Since Pop Culture Mechanics in here, I was watching another stream earlier and Pop Culture Mechanic was in the chat. I was like, I know that guy. How you doing, buddy?
He's a good dude.
Yes, I agree.
But this article continues by saying a video obtained by Fox News shows DeSantis declaring, in the state of Florida, we are not going to allow them to inject transgenderism into kindergarten. You shouldn't.
No.
You shouldn't.
Why
Let
is
kids be kids.
Why is this a topic of conversation in kindergarten?
That's right. What the heck?
The topic of conversation in kindergarten
they don't even get to go to Toys R Us anymore.
Time.
They don't even get to go to Toys R Us anymore. What the heck?
Or KB Toys.
Where's KV Toys?
Oh, what am I going to say? I don't know how many of you guys here are familiar with the thunder that is the war, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of.
We'll get to that. I have it planned for Pop Talk. Okay, I got it planned for Pop Talk.
What? You have a Pop Talk on War Thunder?
I have the video standing by.
He's got the video.
This one? The Freedom Boner I was about to give everybody?
Is this about the new aircraft that they're adding?
I know which one you're talking about. I already have it lined up and ready. I have tabs open in the order that I'm going through the stories. Yes, I do plan ahead.
Okay, everybody make sure you guys got a new change of pants because the Freedom Boner might rip right through your pants.
Okay,
and puncture your monitor.
Well,
let's continue with what this article says. It says DeSantis continued, first graders shouldn't have woke gender ideology imposed in their curriculums. No, they shouldn't. They should be learning reading, math, and arithmetic.
Yes, I know. Oh, no, you hit the wrong trigger words. Yeah.
Well, you forgot, dude. There's a very, 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 very important curriculum that should also be a part of it. Zombie murder. Okay.
You mentioned zombie murder. Well, TK, you brought it up, so I'm gonna play it. I just gotta get the clip real quick.
Actually, no, my bad. Zombie murder, that's the parents' duty. They go to school, they learn math, arithmetic, all that shit. They come home, and it's a parent's duty to teach them how to murder zombies.
Yes, but you mentioned zombie murders, so here.
What?
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
Okay, I get your hint. Yes, we can do some zombie murder today. Okay, I'll set aside time for zombie murder. I walked right into that, didn't I?
Oh, please. You already had that time slot already open. You were just waiting for it.
Oh, I mean, okay, last night something horrible happened. My whole ass Megatherium and 3/4 of my Rex army were slaughtered by the Gamma or the Alpha Broodmother. Yeah.
Well,
and the stream is dead.
yeah.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
There's a sad
classic
place in the chest.
Ghostbusters. Yep.
All right, so DeSantis says that the ideology shouldn't be imposed on first graders. No, it shouldn't. Kids should be learning. And the article also goes on to say, and I can tell you this: the chance that I'm going to back down from my commitment to students and back down from my commitment to parents, right, simply because of fraudulent media narratives or pressure from woke corporations, the chances of that are zero, he declared. And when you have companies that have made a fortune off being family and catering to families and young kids, they should understand that parents of young kids do not want this injected into their kids' kindergarten classroom. They do not want their first graders to go and be told that they can choose an opposite gender. That is not appropriate for those kids. So if you're family friendly, understand the parents who are actually raising families want to have their rights respected. And I think that you have companies like Disney that are going to say and criticize parents' rights. DeSantis continued. They're going to criticize the fact that we don't want transgenderism in kindergarten and first grade classrooms. If that's the hill they're going to die on, then how did they possibly explain lining their pockets with their relationship from the Communist Party of China? Because that's what they do, he asserted. And they make a fortune, and they don't say a word about that really brutal practices that you see over there. They're at the hands of the CCP. And he's right.
Yeah, but it's always the same. It's the same thing with the whole Ukraine thing. All these companies are like, we're going to ban Russia. We're going to do this. And then Russia's like, well, we're going to legalize this and that so we can get rid of the sanctions. And it's like, where are these people with Hong Kong? And I've said the same thing. Oh, I see. And we're happy. Everybody on the panel, and I'm sure everybody in chat, we're all happy to support Ukraine. They deserve to be supported. But once again, why do we need to pick and choose?
Yeah. I mean, when it came out that where they filmed Mulan in China, was literally one.
Yes.
It was the very next province is the province where they have those Uyghur camps.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was literally it was
Ridiculous.
discovered not like almost immediately after the movie came out, and everyone was like, wait, Disney, you had to have known about this. You're not an idiot. Like you have at least one Disney park in China. I think it's Hong Kong.
You forgot.
Hong Kong,
the
too.
credits of
Remember,
Mulan.
Hong Kong is under China's control as well. So they have Disneyland China, and then they have Hong Kong Disneyland.
It's
or
worse
whatever
than
they call their...
The end of the movie, in the credits, Disney's thanking the, I forgot what it was called, but the bureau directly in charge of the Uyghur Muslim genocide. Thank you,
Yep.
minister of whatever thingy, for letting us film here. I'm like, so no, they even thanked the fucker. It's like thanking Goebbels. Like, wow.
The article continues by saying Disney CEO Bob Chapek admitted at Disney's 2022 annual meeting of shareholders that he had been actively opposing the bill through back channels, despite previously sending out an email to his employees claiming the company would not be taking a stance on the bill. So see, right there, it proves that they're full of shit.
Yep.
And it goes on to say, just before a Q&A portion of the shareholders meeting, Chapek said, while we've been strong supporters of the community for decades, I know many are upset that we did not speak out against the bill. Now, we were opposed to the bill from the outset, but we chose not to take a public position on it because we thought we could be more effective working behind the scenes, engaging directly with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Bullshit again.
Bullshit.
He's backtracking. He's pandering.
Mm-hmm.
He's patronizing them.
Yep. But it's like all these companies, Mike. Like I don't even miss Coke. You know, I decided to get Dr. Pepper instead recently, or it's been more than 6 months. I don't miss Coke. I might have a Coke, I guess, if they offer it at a restaurant or something, but I don't miss buying Coke from the store. I don't miss it one bit. These companies are just like they start lecturing you with their nonsense, and you're just like, no, I'm done with this. Sometimes just boycott them or not. It doesn't matter. But you know, if you want to be lectured by these people who are always usually hypocrites, it's so stupid.
I'm surprised you guys haven't mentioned the biggest company fail, I think, in history. Gillette.
I mean,
insult our entire fucking consumer base.
I stopped using Gillette, went back to using a safety razor, and
Same here.
I bought all my blades from a German company, so I buy them like in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
So Gillette went down the tube. I buy RC Cola because RC Cola is actually I think tastes
Still
better
good.
than Coke personally.
Okay, that's good.
You know, and that's the thing is that I make the changes in my life. Now you could say, well, that's just one person. Yeah, I get it's one person, but I'm at least showing what I'm willing to do to hold my ground and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. Disney and Gillette and Coke, they'll be like, oh, it's just one person. But one person can move the masses to affect change. So all it takes is that one little spark to ignite a fire. And I'm not saying I'm the spark, I'm using the analogy for the purpose of all it takes is one person taking a stand to motivate others to be like, you know what, you're right. And this goes just beyond the bill. This goes into everything. Like even when we're talking our fandom, our favorite franchise, all it takes is for a few little people.
Yep.
You know, your geeks and gamers, your nerdrotics, your critical drinkers. All it takes is to get enough YouTubers salty crap, but I'm talking who are much more who aren't as much on the political side as more than they are on the cultural with gaming and movies and TV shows. You get a few of these, and boom, movements are started.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it literally happened during Friday Night Tights. I'm sure you all remember this. The Galactic Star Cruiser, the very first trailer for that came out, and it was and it got ripped so bad on Friday Night Tights, they took it down during Friday Night Tights because it was getting ratioed so hard. Because Friday Night Tights was covering it. Yeah, I remember happening it live because somebody sent a super chat. Yeah, the video is no longer available. And Jeremy's like, what? Hang on 1 second. So his screen goes to just his icon. And he's like, Gary, they took the video down. They actually just took the video down. Like within 2 hours of them showing it on Friday Night Tights.
Yeah,
because it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Everybody was talking about that. I thought sometimes it was too much. It's like, it's kind of, you guys, Disney's is going to do this stuff. So you can't be surprised. It's the same with like, if you want to watch Disney Plus, watch Disney Plus. But if you think there's not a lot to make fun of with Disney, there's always things to do. There's stuff to make fun of in the Kenobi trailer. I already found some things in the Kenobi trailer to make fun of. Am I going to try the show? Probably. But it's just easy to make fun of Disney. You can give them money, not give them money. It doesn't matter. Disney causes their own problems, and so it's easy to blame the fans, just like Netflix does. All these other corporations, they blame us, but they cause a lot of their own problems, and it's funny too. Oh, and that really makes the other people upset. The mobs and stuff makes them really mad. So.
Yep. And the article continues to say, and we are hopeful that our launch. Okay, I already read that. Never mind. Still trying to wake up, folks. So, yeah, it's basically Disney backtracking. So you know what? We've already gone through that crap that's already made each and every one of us just
cringe so hard our neck snap.
There was a petition to get rid of him, but I guess it didn't succeed yet. So hopefully.
So let's move on to something that will make at least maybe not everybody happy, but some of us happy.
Yes.
Let me just make sure that everybody's going to be able to hear it real quick before I.
Uh-oh, what's coming? The anticipation.
All I know is I see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, okay, you have my attention.
Yep. You guys want to know what it is, or we're not supposed to?
No.
All right.
Well, I know it's a video game. I mean, I can tell by that.
Faster.
I will spoil the. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
You can spoil it all you want. I'm still going to watch this.
I've seen it at least 3 times. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm over.
Oh.
Wait, I don't see anything.
Oh, yes, please. Yes.
Am I missing something here?
Yes.
I have a problem.
Holy crap.
Oh! There was a time?
Yes, the arcade version.
What?
You want to guess
Where?
many? You want to guess how many games this collection is going to have?
I'm guessing like 3 or 4.
No, more.
Holy crap.
No! Trauma! Oh god! Emotional damage is on screen right now. Oh god, Turtles 1 on a freaking Nintendo. Oh, that shit was. Oh!
Okay, so I did research into this.
I also have an article.
This is my childhood.
Konami.
This is my childhood, and I'm sure other people here too. Do you want to read the article? That's fine, dude.
That was traumatic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Turtles 1 still makes me flinch every time I see it. Electric seaweed!
Do you want me to tell them the price tag? You want to just read this article, Mike?
I'm going to read the article.
Okay.
So this comes directly from Konami themselves. Hey, what do you know? A name I can actually pronounce correctly. Of course, I've been able to do it so for the last 30 plus years.
That's right.
It says, the pizza-eating crime fighters are back with Konami's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. Totally radical, dude! It goes on to say, the most comprehensive collection of Konami TMNT games are coming to Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo are back from the sewers with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. 13 radical games from Konami's entire archive of retro, 8-bit, 16-bit, and arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles titles. And their Japanese versions will be coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC Steam.
Nice.
Physical retail and digital versions will be available in 2022. The suggested retail price, not repo, Retail price is $39.99. And that's not a bad price when you try to look around for all those games separately, and you might end up paying more.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a PC and
Really
you
important
can,
question that I have.
but
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Real important question. Online multiplayer?
Hold on. I haven't finished.
Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's got to be at least 13 games there.
Yeah, there's 13 games.
This incredible collection of 13 original classics gives chasing down Shredder, fighting the Foot, and tangling up with Bebop and Rocksteady a fresh look at why Konami's adaptations of The Heroes in the Half Shell set the standard in beat-em-up action games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection, includes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time Arcade, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project, NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, NES. Yes, there was a Tournament Fighters on NES.
I was so
At that time,
good at the one.
I moved on to the Genesis. And it'll also include Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, Super Nintendo. And remember, just like the NES Turtles 2, with the Super NES Turtles 4, there are a couple added levels.
Yep. And one of the reviews I was reading earlier said that they felt $40 was too much because they felt only 7 games are worth the money. But other people disagree and feel, look, if you don't have a PC and you can't get these games, then this is not a bad deal. He also recommended that you can wait for a sale because this stuff usually goes on sale after a few months. So it just depends what you want to do it. I might do it because I don't have a lot of these games on PC. So
I don't have any of these games, and
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna get this. Although I'm gonna get it in physical form because I'm trying to get more games in physical. Sometimes I have to get them in digital because that's where the sales are. But I try and buy them in physical if I can. This is going to be incredible. I know Razor Fist is probably going to do multiple streams of these games.
Oh yeah,
because he is a massive TMNT fan. Like the lore he knows is just holy crap.
We need to help people like Angry Video Game nerd out and beat Turtles 1 on the Nintendo. Because that on NES, so we gotta help him out. I wonder if he ever finished that.
I'll wait for the Top Gun collection.
Mm-hmm.
And the Power Glove.
And the other games that are going to be on there are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, both the Super Nintendo version and the Genesis version.
Yes.
You also have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist, which I actually still have my original cartridge.
Nice.
And you also get 3 Game Boy games.
Mm-hmm. I can recommend
one of them
the
I
first
do have.
one. Yes, yeah. I have the first one. The first one is great. Great game. It doesn't matter that it's in black and white. Still a great game.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Follow the Foot Clan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Back from the Sewers, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Radical Rescue. Article goes on to say, Konami partnered with game developer Digital Eclipse to expertly adapt these classics for modern gaming systems with a fantastic set of quality of life features, including save anytime and rewind, button mapping, and added online. I repeat, added online play for certain games with
certain games.
Yes. Well, so you know what that means?
Yep.
The original arcade games.
Yes.
Bruh.
For radical games.
Yes, dude.
Okay.
And the thing is, like,
turtle?
if you're playing the one on PC, if you had the main version, whatever, the one on PC, it can be hard to find a good copy of the right ROM, if you have a backup or whatever. And but now this game, and I'm sure the arcade version is going to be perfect Now, hopefully they don't get lazy and they're like, oh, well, there's a ROM. We'll just throw that ROM. As you guys know, that's happened before in collections, and it's lazy.
Yep.
So hopefully that won't happen in this collection.
Indeed.
Yep.
So, Mike,
Who's
going to be our fourth turtle? Okay, me, you, Common.
Well,
okay,
we've got the 4 turtles right here.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna say right now, if we're all gonna play together, we all need to make sure that we get us some pizza and either beer, soda, whatever you do. If we're doing this like old school, like how you go to like Chuck E. Cheese and slam down your pizza and play the arcade.
Wait a minute.
Back in the day,
we've got to make sure we
weren't
have
allowed to drink beer. So what are we Kool-Aid? What are we doing? Grape drink? What?
we have to make sure that we have either. We have to make sure that we have either tokens or quarters.
Dude, what an experience, man! Going to like this place I used to, Malibu Grand Prix. Oh man, playing Turtles in Time and other arcade games. I hope Konami continues this because Konami doesn't really do anything else right lately. So let's get those collections continuing.
This is classic. Here's the thing. The newer generation of players, they won't understand this, but to anybody who lived through the 80s, the 90s, and even the 80s and 90s people who grew up in those 2 decades, they are going to swarm to this like flies to a dead corpse.
Yes. That's one way.
Or bees to honey or flower, whatever. You get the metaphor. You get the metaphor.
Bears to honey. Okay.
Bears beats.
Bees just make the honey. They don't really care about it. So if a bee's flying around and sees some honey, they'll be like, "Oh, I got that shit at home." A bear will be like, "Oh, yeah."
Who are you, Pooh Bear?
So if we buy this, which if we buy this, where do we get this on Steam? Or
I'm getting it on Steam because I'm going to be playing it on my PC.
Yep, I want to get it on Steam as well.
Because if you get this on Xbox, is there cross-play compatibility with people on Steam? I wonder.
I don't know.
See, that's because to me, I'd get this on Xbox because again, I want that joystick feel.
I'd vote yes because
like,
Microsoft is trying to outdo Sony in overall game satisfaction, so I don't see why they wouldn't have anything available for both their platforms.
They're both messed up in the head. You could just throw them both in the dumpster.
Oh, of course. They're a multi-billion-dollar company
around,
that suck as much money out of you as they possibly can.
But
I know that.
No, they're not. The crossplay thing is still lacking. The Game Pass is good, but I would really like to play pretty much all 360 games and original Xbox games. Microsoft, help me out. Thank you. Yeah. And then Sony's going to have their version of like a Game Pass where they're like, "Oh, you're going to play all these old games." We'll see, Sony. We'll see.
Game Pass on what? One of the main reasons why the Game Pass is so damn successful is because it's on both Xbox and PC.
Right. True.
So
getting back to
it just needs more games, even more. But yeah, let's get back to the greatness.
Getting back to this collection, when Konami first released the Castlevania collection and the Contra collection, I was wondering to myself, are they going to push to Paramount, Nickelodeon, the current rights holders of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for being able to release their original Turtles games? Because as you can all tell, I'm game for spending $40 to buy this collection.
Yeah.
That's a drop in a bucket.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, it goes on to say, with local couch play for all titles were originally intended, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection will also come with a digital game guide for each title to help players fight and sometimes swim through difficult areas. I don't need no stinking game guide.
No, I don't need
no
game
fucking
guide.
game guide.
I will put out a video of me struggling on the NES game that I never owned of Turtles. I will do it. Just like we learned a lot from Angry Video Game Nerd. We really did. And so we will struggle, and then we will find out how to not struggle in that game.
Bruh, I'm not touching
You will
part
hear
one,
me
okay?
curse while I'm playing the first NES game.
I'm not. Electric seaweed, I'm done. Nope. 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 All of my nope.
Yeah.
It says, to end it, the games are based on the characters and themes of the 1980s children's cartoon and comic book series. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, often taking place in fictional New York City around the sewers, inside futuristic enemy bases, and even across time itself. In collaboration with Nickelodeon, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection will also include loads of extras using imagery from original cartoons, comics, and other historic TMNT media content in a compiled museum connecting the franchise across the various mediums. Additionally, never before seen development art sketches and game design material will also be included. And then it goes on to say in the last few paragraphs, 11 Japanese regional versions total. No Japanese versions released for TMNT, Turtles in Time Arcade, or Tournament Fighters for the NES. And it says titles with online functionality: TMNT Arcade, TMNT Turtles in Time Arcade. Oh, this is gonna be sweet,
right?
Oh, Hyperstone Heist, Genesis. That's gonna be online play.
What?
Now, here's my question: are they gonna make it 4-player capable?
Bruh.
Or is it just gonna be 2-player?
They better.
And also Tournament Fighters for the Super Nintendo. That will also be online play.
So it's a lot of Turtles overload for sure.
Our
brains are gonna overload with all the Turtles. I love it.
It may be overload, but Konami, there's just one thing to say.
Glory to you and your house.
Indeed.
You bring glory to House Konami.
Nope.
Yes, so
the four shall ride again. They shall sing songs of our deeds.
But I'm not done with
Canis!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles news. But oh god, Cash, I'm so glad we don't have to go through any more of season 1 of TNG for Tuesday Night Trek.
Canis! I know, it's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah.
I am not
got issues, but
I'm not done with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles news because that's not the only game coming out this year. So, hope you're ready. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that animation just looks so.
That's crisp,
yes,
man.
it is.
You know what? Give me a TV show with this
okay,
animation.
so this game, we have no release date still. We're still waiting, but
Old school April.
Can I spoil it? Who you can play as in this game?
Go
Because
ahead.
you guys are going to be blown away. You can play as Shredder and you can play as April. And she's got some. I'm not kidding you. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, the
Yes.
April one's a bit interesting to me.
Mhm,
I'm glad that they're bringing in Shredder.
Yep.
That's
as
all
long as my boy Casey Jones is on it. It's all I care about.
that is
Time to
weird.
bust
Like
some heads.
no Casey Jones in this, but still,
What?
it's. I don't think you can play as Casey Jones, but maybe he'll pop up. I'm not sure.
The programmers are failures.
We got to get that Casey Jones, man.
Right?
Jeez, but again,
This
like I
is
said,
somebody. This is a company. I don't know if this was started as a fan project or what, but this is a company that actually cares about, the past
They really do. I mean,
yes. And so some 16-bit awesomeness, whatever.
Wait, guys, you might have fell for it. Do they really care about the past, or are they just desperate to make some cash?
Aha! I see what you did there.
With
Maybe
Konami, so here's my thinking with this. I feel like in Konami, there's enough there who know that these games are beloved. We know Turtles as a franchise. That's well. I think there's enough people in Konami that actually care. I'm not saying all of Konami cares. I think there's enough that care enough to do
Metal
this.
Gear Survive. What was that? Are you sure about that?
I never played it in Metal Gear, so I'm not going to say.
Oh God, it's the okay. I arguably what they did to the Metal Gear franchise is worse than what Kathleen Kennedy did to Star Wars.
Wow.
All right, and we also have some gameplay video.
Mm-hmm. But we have no release date, so
not yet.
It's still people are like, "Well, where's the release date?" And I said, "I don't know, no idea."
Hopes and Dream Boulevard.
That's right. No.
Master
So basically, if we buy all this and with the collection, so we'll have a total of 14 games. And
hold up!
April's
fighting with the mic.
Yes, isn't that cool? Yes. Very clever. I like, and she's wearing the jumpsuit, right? The outfit she always wears, which
my!
And she looks like April. What? She looks like April. I know.
Oh no! All her lady bits are where they should be.
But see, do you know what this is? This is taking a classic arcade feel, something we played in the 80s and 90s, and just giving it that little bit of an updated look. But you're still keeping the same feel, but it's just that little bit of an updated look.
Now, if they throw in Casey Jones in like a DLC when this actually finally gets a release date, I'm going to be like, dude, I think that's a DLC I have to buy. Get to play as Casey Jones as well. Jeez. Yes.
But I want Casey Jones with the mask on.
Yes.
I don't want Casey Jones with just kind of like his quiver kind of thing where he's got all his tool with all his weapons. I want the whole Casey Jones look.
Yep. And I will always say this, the original animation of Turtles to me will always be the best. Though the movie did have good animation, but the Nickelodeon 3D animation, and then the April's got like purple hair or whatever. No,
I walked into a horrible part of that conversation. He did what now?
But the April's got like a emo cut now, and the Nickelodeon show, is that one still on? I don't know.
Not my April.
Maybe it's over more.
I don't know.
Yep, not my April either. But they made her a bit younger too.
What is up with their war on redheads?
I don't know.
Seriously,
it's bad.
Redhead lives matter.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, they're sexy.
I mean, look at how cool that looks. That's just look at that art. I love it. Just love it.
And this is also coming out on Steam too.
Yes,
I think
it has
I actually think April O'Neil was my first cartoon crush that I could remember.
Hey, I will always say, man, that was the cleanest sewers I've ever seen in my life. Probably.
April be putting in work, okay, off camera.
I mean, but see, here's the thing: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a franchise, it's never been like the '90s was Turtles era, and then they've obviously had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV shows and everything like that, and they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, but it's always been something from people from the 80s and the 90s that grew up on it, that loved it. It's always been one of those smaller franchises that a lot of people just kind of blow over because it doesn't get as much popularity as, the names of Star Trek, Star Wars, things like that, Transformers. But it's always been there. And I feel like
it's always been popular
in the shadow, like true ninjas.
And the thing with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles community is that it's kind of like the Star Wars. You give them good content, like movies, TV shows, or video games, and they will suck it up.
Yes.
They will just buy it. They will sing its praises, or they will curse its name to hell.
Yes.
But they are a loyal community, the TMNT community.
Mm-hmm. They are.
And I have one more trailer I want to show. Because I don't know if you've seen it yet, Smoking Patriot, but Chaos showed it to me the other night.
I think I know what this is, but go ahead and play it.
Prepare yourselves. Freedom is strong with this one. Oh, I don't hear the sound. Crap.
I just
no sound.
Yeah,
the sound is important.
Yes.
I'll fix it.
James Avery voiced Shredder for at least a few seasons, and then
I remember.
It was changed after that to somebody else. I can't remember what.
Jim Cummings took over after James Avery left.
His voice was so the perfect Shredder.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So I'm gonna restart it.
There we go. God, War Thunder's graphics.
War Thunder does have great graphics.
Mm-hmm.
That it does.
Comet, are you mission ready yet?
Am I what?
Mission ready yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm more.
You missed the briefing.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
From Delta. So what's the news? We finally pushing Foxtrot?
Not yet. Been stationed here for 2 days already. We're waiting on a signal.
The signal?
Did he turn up a little bit, Mr. Brown?
Trust me. When you hear it, you'll know.
So when are we getting the signal?
Here it comes.
Listen to these bomb impact sounds. Like, holy crap, the realism of the sound.
Oh, look at that beauty. Oh, so beautiful.
Freedom has arrived.
Oh, yes. So,
Burt Reynolds has entered the chat.
Do you want to know how I learned about this? It was actually on TikTok. I was scrolling my For Yous, and and somebody on TikTok posted on, I think it was on Steam, you could pre-order the A10. So he shows the A10 and then it shows pre-order and then it shows him holding up his credit card. That's how I learned the A10 was coming, and I'm like, oh, like my mouth was watering, like I had just like been served the best barbecue or steak. Like my mouth was watering, and I don't know why it was watering, but I'm like, I want it.
Oh, the bird!
I've got to level up. I got to level up hard.
Yeah, I'm so hopefully in the next month at max, I will be getting back on War Thunder. I just switched rooms to a bigger room, so it gives me more space. And I think I have enough room to put a TV. It'll be a smaller TV, but a small TV. And so once I get that up, I'll dig through all my boxes, find my Xbox, get that all plugged up, and then I will finally be spreading freedom to those who need it. One Sherman at a time.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be a wide distributor of tank parts.
Yep. I want to see that gun turret go flying high in the air, and then try and shoot the gun turret. Why? Because I want to think it's a clay pigeon, just a big clay pigeon.
But remember who one of the best Sherman is Patriot. Sherman T. Potter, yeah.
Oh,
oh wow!
Didn't expect that, did you? I know. I know Shermans are a tank, but anyways,
Yeah. Oh God, War Thunder. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy War Thunder, but Chaos is like, nope. You got to give it time. You got to play it enough. Don't just play it for like an hour, like a handful of matches. Actually, put a little bit of time into it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I said I'll give it like 2 to 3 days. I'll put it like 2 or 3 hours in each day, and I'll play it some. Holy crap!
Like, isn't the Russian plane still the best in that game or something?
Hell no.
I don't know. No.
Okay.
No, I mean,
there is.
I've played some of War Thunder, but not much.
I put in like I have over 45,000 battles, or probably more by now in that game. So I have a decent understanding of how the game works. Like there are certain aircraft that are very good at a specific thing.
Yes.
But the most overall badass aircraft are still on the Americans is the Phantoms, because like you could take them in Air Arcade and they have pretty much currently I think some of the most advanced ADA air-to-air missiles in the game. And of course it's American, so you can load up all kinds of freedom on it to drop during ground battles. So it's pretty much still the most versatile nation. And they even have crazy dogfighters like the F5s, which can sit there and pretty much turn with anything in the game. So I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah, that is one thing about, because every country is kind of like if you play like the American vehicles, like if you're going like ground battles, they have the most versatile of all the nations. But if you go like Russia, a lot of their vehicles are heavier, like heavier armor, bigger guns, but they are much slower turning, much slower high speed, acceleration.
You're talking about World War II. I've been talking about modern. I was like, Well,
because I'm still in the World War II era of tanks. So I'm speaking from the World War II. But like World War II era tanks, like Germany and Russia are a little bit similar in terms of the style of tanks. Britain is a little bit more well balanced, but America has the best overall. Like you could get fast tanks, medium tanks, and heavy tanks, and they each will serve an amazing role, and you could do an entire battle, an entire squadron of just tanks, and it's all across the board. Where if you go as like the Russians or the Germans, it's usually more of all one style of tank overall. So, I haven't played the British a little. I got to get a freaking mouse and keyboard set up for the Xbox because I need to play air battles. I want to play air battles so badly, and I can't play them. I can't play them on a controller. Like I showed Chaos one time, and I'm trying to fly this thing. He's like, Patriot, pull up. I'm like, I'm trying to pull up. This damn controller ain't
building.
He's like, shoot the guy. He's like, oh, my controls were just wiped. Why did all my controls just wipe?
Yeah, you guys got some grinding to do because it's believed within the community.
What do you think I've been doing
this year?
Get in
what do you
there,
think I've
real
been
deep
doing?
black.
Like F-14's on its way. Like
Get
they're
in
already
that mud.
they're already testing the newer missiles, and I'm like, yeah, F-14's right around the corner, and it might even pop up with the AIM-54 goodbye missile.
All right, so let's move on to our next article here. It's from Geek Tyrant, and it says Free Guy director Sean Levy to hell Marvel's Deadpool 3.
That's going to be very interesting.
Indeed.
Okay.
And I'm curious to know where they're going to go with Deadpool 3.
Yeah. Is Cable coming back? Please, I don't want to see some stupid kid who has powers again like the second movie. There's things I like about Deadpool 2, especially now. If he puts together a new crew and just about all of them almost die, I'm on board with that.
And the thing is, I don't want
funny.
any more Supernova Mega Blast, whatever her name is. I don't want any more Colossus. Stop bringing in the X-Men. I get it. It was kind of like a running joke in the first one, and the second one, it was even more of a running joke.
Yes.
No more of that. Just have Deadpool be Deadpool, you know?
And Cable could come back, and they could go on a mission. I don't know. I thought I loved the banter between Cable and Deadpool.
That was actually enjoyable. We didn't get nowhere near as much as we should have, But I mean, like when
Yeah,
he's
good point. Good point.
although I do like
It was
the whole.
it was still a pretty funny movie. It was just that kid killed a lot of that film for me. As
Yep.
He
powers,
really
it's annoying.
did.
I just
he really did. Yeah,
just the first one was just a great movie.
it really was.
It was really good.
Well, because the first one also had Gina
Yes.
Carano in it, which also helped make it good.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's so funny.
Superhero
that's right.
landing.
When you don't have Gina Carano in your movie, it's not going to be as good in the sequel. I'm just saying.
I like the roles that she's done. I liked her in the Fast and the Furious role. I liked her. Anyways. Yeah.
I like Gina Carano in general. She's gorgeous with a matchy personality.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
definitely.
I think they need to bring Cable back, and the two of them. And the thing is, if you're going to do a villain, see, the first one had a great villain. It made sense, that villain.
Yes.
The villain in this one was the kid.
Yeah.
And
stupid.
It was
mad at
like,
his classmates. He's a whiny little brat.
I mean, like, okay, I get it. You were like
Teenager,
psychologically and physically like tortured and abused and whatnot. Okay, I get all that and everything, but it was just like it felt like a high school drama mixed with a Marvel movie.
Yes.
In freaking deed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. And so, but now Disney, they have to do mature content. It's going to be very interesting how they handle it. We'll see. It'll start with what they do with Disney Plus. Don't mess up anything that was on Netflix before. Follow what Netflix does. Boom, hits. That's it.
Bruh, what are you doing?
Will they do it though?
Hey.
I don't know.
Bruh, I'm gonna stop you right now and stop wasting your time. Go take your logic and reason and go put it right back in the cupboard where you found it.
I know.
Put it away. Okay, I'll give you a moment.
Okay, I'll just jump out of my plane in War Thunder. I'll be fine.
You thinking Disney's gonna make a good decision?
They actually may with this mature content that's coming from Netflix though. So they may actually have to. They may be forced to make a good decision. So that's we'll see. We'll see.
Good companies only make good decisions when they're forced to.
So
it seems that way lately.
Article from Geek Tyrant.
Yep.
And let's see, it's by Joy Parr. It says Marvel Studios has hired Free Guy and Stranger Things director Sean Levy to direct Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool 3. The two recently worked together on the sci-fi time travel film The Atom Project, which was just released on Netflix. I have not watched that yet.
Yeah, I actually want to watch it. It looks interesting.
Yeah. These two have made a couple of great films together already, so I'm pretty excited to see that they will be teaming up again for the next chapter of the Deadpool. It's definitely going to be a wild and different ride now that Deadpool is part of the MCU. I trust that they are going to do some great things with this movie. I don't know. I have my reservations.
Wrong word usage. Instead of trust, hope would be the most appropriate word.
Not my words, theirs.
I know. I was talking to
Mike,
yeah.
I know you watched all of Peacemaker. Are you going to try Moon Knight?
I'm going to try Moon Knight because I was on Tim's Talk 500 subscriber stream last night, and he showed the trailer, and that does look interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it made my ears perk up a little bit.
Yeah. Soon, Moon Knight will be apologizing to the demons before he kills them. I'm so sorry.
Sorry,
I know you're livingly challenged and all.
While he punches him in the face. I'm so sorry.
The article continues by saying Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, who wrote the script for the first two films, are now currently working on Deadpool 3. Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux Logellin, known for their work on Bob's Burger, previously worked on the script. Well, I'd rather have someone who's written the script for the first 2 movies than someone coming in.
Yeah.
Fucking shit up.
Bob's Burgers. Look, I just can't get into Bob's Burgers.
No,
I tried
me
to
neither.
watch some of it, and people are like, "You have to watch it for a season." I'm like, "No, I don't."
2 episodes.
Why do you hate me?
2 episodes. I was like, I don't get the show. I don't get why people like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know.
And it goes on to say it's funny because earlier today we shared a quote from Levy talking about how he is going to get Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman together in a movie, saying, "I'm not going to say where and how, but I absolutely will confirm my intention and determination to be the lucky son of a bitch who puts these 2 magnificent gods in the same movie together. That will happen, and it will be me."
That's funny.
No, but what would you guys think about seeing Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman actually in the movie together?
Why are you asking silly questions you already know answers to?
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying who else is going to play Wolverine in a live-action X-Men movie, or
no one
besides Hugh Jackman. I don't know.
That's like asking how many guys here want
else. Yeah,
like
I don't know. It's hard.
That's like asking how many guys here want to see Scarlett Johansson in the original Scarlet or what the fuck outfit costume versus the new one.
That's like asking this question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
That's great.
Yeah, but now I want ribs. Stomach, shut up.
I don't know.
I'm having corned beef for dinner.
They're gonna probably try to find someone to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I don't know who it could be though, but
I can't see anyone else.
Or just leave it alone. Or just leave it alone. That's okay too. You know.
Yeah, but that's not an option. Come on.
No,
if there's some money left in this audience, we gotta find a way to squeeze it out of them.
That's right. Well, we're going to get a reboot of the '90s X-Men, and we'll see how that turns out. The animation. I don't know why.
Hey, hold on a
second.
Wait. I'm gonna pound this entire bottle, and then I will face cam you as I go to the bathroom and vomit it up. And that'll give you an idea.
As long as it's rainbow colors, So.
And Pop says, "I'm glad Disney isn't hiring another inexperienced creative team." As am I.
No, they just have people employed like Harvey Weinstein's former assistant. No, that's a true story. So
it is. It is.
Come after me, YouTube. It's a true story.
The stupid. It hurts.
And the article goes on to say, wouldn't it be absolutely amazing if he was actually able to bring them together for Deadpool 3? I have no idea if that will happen, but for a fact they are going to at least try and make it happen. Disney has the money. They can do it. I have no idea what to expect from Deadpool 3. None of us do. No. But I'm happy with the director they brought on board, and I can't wait to see what they deliver. Well, that's the thing. They have to deliver.
Yeah. I honestly I think it's going to be lukewarm because I don't think Disney has the balls to go all into what made Deadpool great in the first place. So I think it's going to be a half-assed attempt. It's not going to be terrible. I just see it as being lukewarm. That's my prediction.
I hope not. But they need to get all in on this.
We're talking about Disney here.
I know.
The problem here's the problem, and this is something I've heard Ryan Cannell say after watching the trailer, is that he's afraid that they're going to take elements and parts of the Obi-Wan book that came out, which basically is a story of Obi-Wan after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and him kind of going through that grieving and coping process of what just happened. Essentially, his concern is that they're going to take elements of that and mix them in with their own personal storytelling, and it's not going to work out, and they're going to turn Obi-Wan into something that doesn't feel like Obi-Wan.
Of course.
Well, they've got probably 2 Inquisitors, and one of them looks like the face of the mask. I wanted to say, smoking. Somebody stop me. Yeah.
Well,
yes, somebody stop me.
Actually, you know what? That's an insult to the mask thing. It looks worse than the mask, because the mask actually is a cool mask.
Wait, what looks worse than the mask?
You guys have to go look. You have to go look for it, Mike, and find some of the. You got the fathead Inquisitor, which I can't stop making fun of, and then you have the other one with the hat on, and it looks kind of like a bad mask. It just looks lazy for a $1 billion company. And you can find that if you want, Mike. If you haven't seen it yet, it'll make you laugh. I'm sure.
I have watched the trailer, and I had a small little rant during Wednesday's Pop Talk because I watched that, and then I watched the Strange New Worlds trailer on Wednesday's Pop Talk as well. So, I went into a mini little rant.
Did your head explode?
Yeah,
it did not. Luckily, it's still intact. I may have lost a few brain cells, but
the trailer I thought was pretty cool. But once again, you look at the trailer for Book of Boba, and you're like, yeah, that seems pretty cool. And then you watch the show, and you're just like, ooh.
Actually, I never thought that about Book of Boba when I saw the trailer. I saw that trailer, and I'm like, this looks boring.
I had a feeling that there would be pissing my cornflakes.
Patriot, that wasn't the case, remember? You and I both mocked it, remember? Remember, we made each other an offer when we were watching that trailer.
I know. All I could think of was, well, look at my boy. Look at what they're doing to my boy. It's so sad, You know, he's family. He's part of the OG family. Yep. You don't disrespect family like that.
Nope. That was a huge disrespect. But
remember, it's all about family.
It was. Considering the only 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett I watched were the 2 ones where the Mandalorian was like heavily featured in, where Boba Fett was either non-existent or he had like maybe 30 seconds of screen time in. I never actually watched the finale because I'm like I started hearing people describe it, and I'm like, that just sounds like a pathetic, like climactic battle.
Just watch it. If you haven't finished it, just just finish it.
I need to see, because I didn't see any of the episodes leading up to that. I saw some clips. I saw the Mighty Morphin Tatooine Rangers. I saw those guys.
It's Morphin time.
I would just watch it once and then go, what the hell?
I'm gonna watch the final episode. I'll probably watch it today or tomorrow, just to get it over with.
Yes,
and just because I'm just like, so bad.
Here's the thing. Why is it that after watching Boba Fett and Peacemaker, I ended up liking Peacemaker more than I ended up liking Boba Fett? Considering when I started watching Peacemaker, I wasn't too crazy about it.
I did not like Peacemaker in Suicide Squad 2, but you think I actually might like him in this?
I think you will.
Okay.
Especially with the supporting characters.
All right.
So, our next article here comes from comicbook.com. It was posted on March 11th. It's by Cameron. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. But it says, and wait for it, guys. I hope you're holding on to something. I hope you have a stiff drink nearby, maybe. It says, Ewan McGregor says his Obi-Wan Kenobi is broken, faithless, and beaten.
Great.
And it goes on to say Obi-Wan Kenobi begins with the titular Jedi broken, faithless, and beaten, says star Ewan McGregor. A decade after Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, the Jedi Master remains haunted by his greatest failure, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. With the Jedi all but extinct after the Great Jedi Purge ordered by Emperor Palpatine. Oh, wait. What you mean this one?
The time has come. Execute.
Oh, I cut it off too soon.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Another little bit of quick video game news I forgot to let you guys know. There's a game called Scum, and its newest patch is going to be dropping really soon. It's going to be flipping amazing, and it is literally right now what I believe the best and most realistic survival freaking open world survivor game ever created.
All right. So it goes on to say Kenobi watches over a young Luke Skywalker in his self-exile on Tatooine. 9 years before New Hope, Kenobi embarks on a galaxy-spanning adventure when he's hunted by the Inquisitor Reva, Moses Ingram. Goes on to say, we find Obi-Wan at the beginning of our story, rather broken, faithless, and beaten. He's somewhat given up, McGregor told Entertainment Weekly. He's different because of what's happened at the end of Episode 3 with Order 66 and the Jedi Order being slaughtered, and everyone who survived going into hiding. After dealing with his personal failure with Anakin, he feels the responsibility that he allowed Anakin to be tempted over to the dark side. Obi-Wan feels his teaching wasn't strong enough to be able to protect Anakin from that, McGregor added. I think it weighs obviously very heavily on him. Years before their final encounter aboard the Death Star in A New Hope, or as I like to just call it, the original Star Wars movie, Master and Padawan meet again in a lightsaber duel promised to be the rematch of the century, but Vader and the Shadowy Empire aren't the only dark side users posing a threat to the young Luke hidden on Tatooine with his Uncle Owen, Joel Egerton, and Aunt Beru, Bonnie Pacey, I'm not sure, on the hunt for the surviving Jedi. Our Inquisitors, among them the fifth brother, Sun Kane, and the Grand Inquisitor, Rupert Friend. Yeah, and the Grand Inquisitor looks wrong. Starring Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Kamali Johnny? I don't know. I'm trying here, folks. Sun Kane, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Moses Ingram, Indra Varma, Rupert Friend, Simone Kessel, Benny Safdie, Bonnie Please, and Joe Edgerton. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi is streaming May 25th on Disney Plus. So, we're going to have a character who's broken, and one of the Inquisitors that you see in the trailer, because I was thinking this, Nerporial actually mentioned it Wednesday night during my stream, that we both feel that this Inquisitor is going to see that she's doing wrong and turn to the light side, and the series will then focus on her instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that one Inquisitor look a lot like the one black chick from Fallen Order?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people because remember from the scene I saw from that game, she battles Darth Vader to hold him off, right?
No way.
Yeah, she.
Really?
Yeah, so Kyle Kestis, I think his name is, or something like that. He can get away. Yeah,
actually, she shows up and saves him from one of the Inquisitor chicks. I thought it was Vader. No, she saves him from the Inquisitor.
Okay, but like I think there's because so a lot of people think that maybe that's actually her and she was turned to the dark side because she looks similar. I don't know if it's true,
The dark
but
side.
Yeah, but they could just get the actress who portrayed her for the game because they use that actress's face.
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. That could be that actress, is what I'm saying.
Possibly,
because remember, we always saw Inquisitors with that double bladed lightsaber that could spin. When you see her, she only has a single bladed lightsaber. That's why everyone's like, looks like her. She's only using a single bladed lightsaber. What if that's her and she got turned?
Oh, guys, something to put in your thinking meat. It's kind of weird me even thinking about this, but Hayden Christensen is almost old enough, or actually approaching the age, to actually play Vader when you know they reboot Star Wars.
Yeah, watch them reboot Star Wars, and it does so terribly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna do it. You know,
I don't put it past them.
They won't. No, they won't because
I don't think they'll do that.
because
No.
the numbers they're getting from. I mean, you could say The Mandalorian was popular and whatnot, but I mean, if you look at the actual numbers, it's really not impressive. The numbers either The Mandalorian or Boba Fett were doing, they're not very impressive. And on top of that, they took such a financial hit between Solo and Rise of Skywalker that I don't think. Yeah, well, but they will not end up remaking it because there's no financial incentive for them. There is none.
Yeah.
What was the financial incentive for them to do that disaster? Was the Galaxy's Edge in that damn hotel?
Well, I mean,
Galactic Star Cruiser.
You went there, dude. Remember, you dressed up and you had a gay old time. You know, you had a great time, man. You went to the Star Cruiser. You know you
never underestimate Disney's ability to make bad decisions.
But
yeah, I mean,
I want to welcome the Nerdporial here real quick and mention that he posted a tweet yesterday, and this is the tweet he's referring to, where he says, "I have a suggestion from a fan at Seth MacFarlane, at Tom Constantino, at the Orville. I suggest adding an admiral who will continually argue an opposing position with Ted Danson's Admiral Perry. I present to you Fleet Admiral David, as in Larry David."
Yeah.
And Nerd actually got a like from Tom Constantino himself. Awesome, dude.
Yeah, it'll happen. Pretty cool. You made it, man. You can bring him on your channel now. I'm just kidding.
You never know. Nerd might be trying to get somebody from the Orville on. You never know.
Yeah, he might.
I mean, crazier things have happened. I mean,
it has.
Who was it? Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers had on I think it's one of Michael Jackson's cousins who actually knew Michael Jackson and everything. And he's apparently he loves the Geeks and Gamers. He had him on for an interview.
Wow.
I mean, out of the blue, he's like, "Hey man, would you want to talk?" And so him and Jeremy were talking and everything. He's like, "Yeah, man, can I just do an interview with you? We'll record it. It's kind of like an episode podcast kind of thing." He's like, "Yeah, sure." So I mean, it's like, this is one of the members of the Jackson family talking with Jeremy Geeks and Gamers, who many consider to be a quote unquote nobody, but he is talking to one of the members of the Jackson family.
Well, that's good. I think the biggest thing is what Friday Night Tights had was Alex Jones on, right? That was about
I remember
over 6
that,
months
yeah.
ago. Jeez, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that was something like that. Yeah,
that was Craig.
It's crazy.
Friday Night Tights.
I mean, drunk 3PO with Gina Carano. I mean, the man literally sees her several times a year, and they'll have dinner, and they'll joke, and they'll laugh.
Lucky
and
bastard!
It's like best friends.
Yeah, they became friends. I know. You went to go meet her and stuff. Yeah, and in the quartering
Yeah, he's
doesn't
met
like
her.
that. It's funny. I think he's
Yeah,
jealous,
it's.
though. It might
I-
be
Who
just a
wouldn't be?
joke.
Yeah.
but-
Who would? Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly. Who would
Meet the goddess herself.
Well, I mean, it depends if you like Gina Carano or not.
Okay, all fans of hers are jealous. Let me put it to you that way. They're like a guy, a YouTuber who like, I don't even think Drunk 3PO even had 30,000 subscribers at that time. Like all of a sudden he just gets this. He just randomly asked Gina Carano to do like kind of like a recording interview, and she just abruptly just says, "Yeah, I'll do it," and they have just like a casual interview conversation like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm nobody. Like, I'm literally a nobody on YouTube, and Gina Carano's talking with me.
Yep.
I mean, so crazier things can happen. I mean, again, who would have thought Zack Snyder would have ever? I mean, I know that whole thing ended up blowing up into a disaster in terms of, but again, Zack Snyder showing up on
because of Uche is friends with him, so or whatever.
Right, but still, though, I mean, I mean. This isn't a low-level director. This is a major Hollywood director.
Yes.
Well,
I know.
So how
But see, because that blew up in their face, if it didn't, it could have probably led to other things for them. But because people are the way that they are.
Yeah. Even Jeremy says that was a mistake, like having him on and everything, because because of rumors and stuff and the internet being the internet, totally, it almost ruined a good night. Because remember, they were also raising money for Zack Snyder's suicide charity, and they raised, I forget how many, they raised like tens of thousands of dollars, I want to say, for it. Yeah. And so he's like, it almost overshadowed the good we were trying to do, because the internet had to be the internet, and a few trolls had to put bugs in his ear and out on the internet about stuff.
Yeah,
so even Jeremy said that was
also,
a mistake doing it.
He also said that. Zack Snyder said, I guess a few days after that interview, he's like, "Yeah, I don't mind using toxic people to help my charity." He's like, "Wow, I can imagine who you're referring to."
Yeah.
Gosh,
yeah.
Whatever.
But I mean, they raised money for suicide prevention, so I mean, it wasn't a bust. It wasn't a bust, but
no, but
because I remember watching that, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then literally within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, "I know where this is going."
Yeah.
But all that being said, you never know who can show up on a YouTuber. Big names all of a sudden are showing up on random people's YouTube channels. So for Nerdporial, he very well could probably get an interview with this person, and you'd think, "Oh, that's not possible."
It never hurts to ask, and it's always important to do networking. So yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask at all.
Well, I've been trying to get Fat Steven Seagal on my channel, but he's been so busy covering the convoys and other streams that he's committed to, that he has told me that we will get something worked out. And I was even on a stream with him the other day on Captain Trek's YouTube channel, where Captain Trek was celebrating 650 subscribers, and Culture Casino was there as well, and so was Loki's Morning Some Mischief. And I'm just
know who
sitting there.
Loki is. I don't know who Christina whatever is.
Culture Casino.
Yeah, I don't know her. I don't know.
No, him. Culture Casino's a dude.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, he's been on Midnight's Edge. If you watch Midnight's Edge's live streams, he's a guest on there.
I've seen Midnight Edge because of EBN, but it's been a while. So.
And Tom was there too from Midnight's Edge. And then yesterday, out of the blue, Tim asked me if I want to come on his 500 subscriber stream, and I said okay. And who's there from Pop Culture Minefield but Gary and Keith from Pop Culture Minefield? And I watch those guys. I love watching their channel.
Gary and Keith, I don't know. I don't know these channels. So.
Yeah,
when I think of Gary, I think of Nerd Erotic.
Yeah, I mean, well, and the thing is that the podcast group that I did a YouTube channel with that I used to, we actually did a special like interview with EBN one time. I actually was going to have Drunk 3PO at one point on my personal channel months ago, and but scheduling stuff and just craziness happened and whatnot. So it ended up kind of getting like forgotten about. But at one point, him and I were starting to email about that back and forth. So I mean, again, like it never hurts to reach out to people. The worst case, they say no. Best case, they say yes.
That's right. And we went off on a tangent on that, and so we got to get back. It's good though. It's good.
It's fine. I mean, it's Pop Talk. It's not like if I'm doing an episode review or a movie review where I stick to what I'm going to talk about, or even for the regular box score or the box score mail visit, where with the box score mail visit, I talk about everything going on in baseball, and with the box score itself, I talk about what's going on with the Cubs.
Yeah.
I try to keep everything, loosey-goosey on Pop Talk.
Loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey. Oh, my gosh.
All right. So I have an article here from Bounding into Comics, and it says Quantum Leap reboot announces principal cast including Raymond Lee, Ernie Hudson, and Mason Alexander Park. This was posted on March 11th. It's by Spencer Macaulay, and it says a flurry of recent casting announcements have revealed the actors who will comprise the principal cast of NBC's upcoming Quantum Leap reboot, with those attached ranging from Cowboy Bebop's Mason Alexander Park to Ghostbusters' Ernie Hudson. Goes on to say, after having been silent on the project since greenlighting it in January, NBC began unveiling the reboot's cast on March 4th, first announcing that Here and Now star Raymond Lee as Dr. Ben Song, a spiritual successor to Scott Bakula's Dr. Sam Beckett from the original series. And it goes on to say,
about this? Oh,
yeah. I don't feel that a reboot remake of Quantum Leap is necessary.
No, I don't think so either.
Especially when the original story honestly was never finished.
Wait, is this a reboot or is it a continuation?
It's technically a reboot.
Oh, okay.
It says a casting call for the series previously provided by the hashtag show described the character initially named Dr. Ben Prasad as a first-generation American and a world-renowned physicist and a man of faith who is also working on Quantum Leap, a time travel project. But when he uses the project on himself, he's transported back to the late 80s and struck with a bout of amnesia. Forgetting what made him time travel in the first place, the casting call added. Lee confirmed the casting on Instagram, as you can see below. It goes on to say, next on March 8th, the network revealed that Hudson, and I hate it when these ads pop up, so I'm just going to wait for it to go away.
Don't we all?
And while that adds up, I do want to say hello to Christian Fandom Geek. Welcome.
Hail.
Hail indeed.
And yes, the original Quantum Leap was an excellent show. And the article continues by saying, next on March 8th, the network revealed that Hudson had signed on to the reboot to portray Herbert Magic Williams, a Vietnam veteran and head of the time travel project at Quantum Leap, who, using a bit of politicking and his military know-how to keep the Pentagon at bay, buys the team some time to rescue Ben, but expects answers once he's back. Goes on to say NBC rounded out these announcements on March 9th with the reveal excuse me, that 3 more actors had been added to the series cast, including Bosch actress Nanarissa Lee as Jen, detailed in the aforementioned casting call as head of security at Quantum Leap headquarters. And it goes on to say, described as quirky but formidable. So she's the bestest ever. She makes it her mission to figure out how Ben could have both led back in time and erased all evidence of the leap in the future. And it goes on to say non-binary Cowboy Bebop actor Mason Alexander Park as the Quantum Leap Project's similarly non-binary chief architect of the AI program who prefers the company of computers to that of other. And then I'll read it after this ad goes away.
Oh, good Lord.
That's the only thing I don't like about this site is when these ads pop up and there's no way to close them out. And I've said it numerous times here on Pop Talk. Go away, Norton. Nobody cares. All right. Out of other people. And it says, and newcomer Caitlin Bassett as Addison, a smart, witty, fearless ex-military operative who now serves as project lead at Quantum Leap headquarters, who is in charge of the technology they use to communicate with the past and tries to rescue Ben from his time-flum existence.
Gotta say it, Mike. I gotta say it when you mentioned Ben. Hang in there, Ben. I couldn't help myself. Okay, continue.
All right.
Wow.
According to a synopsis provided by NBC alongside the show's casting call, the upcoming Quantum Leap will not be a full reimagining of the classic TV series, but rather a soft reboot sequel that picks up in the aftermath of the original's conclusion. But it didn't really have a conclusion. Sam was still trapped in the past.
Oh.
It's been 30 years since Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the Quantum Leap Accelerator and vanished, wrote the network. Now a new team has been assembled to restart the project in the hopes of understanding the mysteries behind the machine and the man who created it. Embracing the iconic series' signature blend of humor, heart, history, this reboot expands upon the Quantum Leap universe and goes on to say, taking us on a thrilling journey across space and time, exploring the timeless notion of what it's like to walk in another person's shoes and the enduring value of changing lives for the better, they added. Well, nothing can ever replace Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. Nothing.
I don't know. I've been surprised a few times. Like when I first heard that they were making a Stargate show, and they're like, I'm like, MacGyver's gonna be the Colonel. I don't see it. No, I'm like, I can't. I'm like, all right, you pulled it off. So I hold judgment on that until I see who they pick.
Yeah, but Richard Dean Anderson, even though he was MacGyver, he's a good actor. And
I know.
He was able to,
Now I know. I mean,
make it somewhat different from Kurt Russell's performance.
Right, he was completely different than Kurt Russell's performance. Kurt Russell, he was a machine. This guy was freaking awesome.
This article goes on to say, as of writing, original series star Scott Bakula has not been confirmed to return to the reboot. Production on Quantum Leap is set to begin in March. So now that we know who's going to be in the show, what do you think? Like I said before, I don't think this reboot is necessary.
Hey, Courtney.
Hello, Courtney.
Strange animal.
Courtney says, hi, Mike, and everyone just stopping by to say have a great day.
What up, girl?
For you. Thank you, Courtney. Really appreciate it. It was fun being on Tim's panel last night with you. But yeah,
Ooh.
I don't think, in my own opinion, that we need a Quantum Leap reboot. There are certain movies and TV shows that don't need to be rebooted at all, but I know Hollywood could give two craps about what I think.
Hollywood can give two craps about what anyone thinks.
Yeah, well, whatever. This means they'll just, well, we'll see how they do it. If they go in some weird direction and they don't, sometimes reboots can work. They certainly did a really good job with Hawaii Five-0, so it can work.
I mean,
the question is,
Battlestar Galactica.
I don't care what anybody says. Battlestar Galactica was really good. The reboot.
Yes, it was.
It was more serious. It wasn't as goofy as the original.
It was more realistic. It's more believable than the original. The Battlestar Galactica reboot was one of those few rare reboots that are better than the original.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Well, I think it also helped that you had Ronald D. Moore, who is used to writing that sci-fi environment from his experience on Next Generation, DS9, and Voyager.
I don't have any high hopes because like the whole article, any article when they're talking about a show and they keep quote unquote spend too much emphasis on their pronouns, I go nope, it's gonna suck.
Yep, I agree. I think I think the fact you have to keep saying non-binary or this or that.
As soon as Mike read out non-binary, my brain shut off. I was like, okay, I'm out.
Don't hate my helicopter boogaloo, okay?
Oh no! I do not care about your sexual preferences or what's between your legs if you're writing a show. I don't care. It has no basis on that show.
I don't either.
You have no shits.
Good morning, Punkwaddle, and to Punkwaddle and everyone else. The StreamYard link is in the chat section. It's pinned up there, so if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to, brother. He goes on to say, if this isn't the continuation of It's Always Sunny's The Wiz episode with Scott Bakula, then I'm out.
Well,
I get you.
If you're going to have a reboot of a show, it's just like, they thought it was a good idea, of course, let's have Magnum PI. I don't want to watch the new show or the reboot or whatever. The only Magnum PI show I'll ever care about is the one with Tom Selleck.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Or when they redid MacGyver. When they did, when they rebooted MacGyver.
I didn't watch the reboot.
I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't either.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually did enjoy the Hawaii Five-0 reboot, though.
Yeah, I know it was really good because they took
I saw
the
some
show
of that,
and they went on like 9 or 10 seasons and they took a lot of what was great about the original show, which went on for like 20 seasons or something. Like, that's crazy.
And guys, I totally did not automatically sign on for that show since they had that, the hot Asian chick from Battlestar in it. I mean, that did not affect my decision at all.
Yeah.
Grace Park.
They made some. Yes, Grace Park. They made some casting changes, which was really odd, and it was a money thing, and she was getting less money actually than the two main casts, and it was weird. It's like, pay them all the same. Like, in that situation, they're all great, but then they just added people in, and they're like, nope. And Chi McBride was in there, and if you've ever met Chi McBride, I got to meet him in person. Cool dude. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think she was the only reason why. Yeah, she's the only reason why I started watching that show. I go, oh, she's in it. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, no, that was a really good show. Really good show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, the reboot was very good.
You guys, you know what I miss?
Watched a lot of it.
I miss Burn Notice. God, that was so good.
I heard that was a good show. I heard
I never
Burn
watched
Notice
it.
was good.
There was also Royal Pains, right? Royal Pains. I think that was a show too, right?
Okay,
I've heard. Royal Pains does sound familiar as a
Wasn't
show.
that the
I never
Doctor
watched it.
show? I think I watched a few episodes of that.
I don't remember.
Oh, guys, and you know what? It's a little bit on the goofy side, but Chuck was pretty damn good as well.
Chuck was very good. Yeah, it was a fun show.
I never finished Chuck. I think I got like 3 seasons in, and then it went off the streaming service that I was watching, so I never got to actually finish it. I got like 3 seasons in, I think.
Chuck was the spy one. Chuck was the spy one. What's the one with the bowling, with the guy, what was it, the lawyer who owned the bowling alley? Excuse me, the bowling alley. What was that? Was that
Oh!
Chuck? No, that wasn't Chuck. That was something else. Yeah.
I gotta finish also Numbers and Blacklist as well.
Numbers is a great show.
Some Numbers is
was
really good. I've
great
watched that show, and if you want to go back and watch
Blacklist?
some of those, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I recommend NYPD Blue. If we want to go back, watch that show. Recommend CSI Miami is a great show. Great show.
Apparently he lost his head. I love fucking Horatio.
Yeah! I know Horatio's great.
Dude, me and my friend, we used to Horatio each other all the time at work. He'd say something like, "No, this is whatever." Every day to put on our glasses and walk away.
I know, just a great show, and New York was really good too. And I always remember, and then of course more CSI came back. Then they have NCIS. NCIS is a really good show. New Orleans is a quality show. Of course, Scott Bakula's in New Orleans, so you know.
Yeah, although the original NCIS for me, I loved, but then once they got rid of almost the entire main cast and they got new people in, I'm like, no, you lost me now, because you know you had Denozo, and then you had the one Israeli chick
Ziva
in there. I mean, Ziva. There was I know.
Yeah,
even Mark Harmon's leaving the show.
Yeah, the Belisarios, they worked on that show. So my dad was nice enough to get for Jag. My dad got some autographed pictures because we.
Oh, Jag, that girl was so. Oh, wow, the Jag.
Catherine Bell. Yeah, Catherine Bell.
Interesting
I never
enough,
saw
people,
Jag, but it never interested me.
People said that show actually continued because they were having problems with ratings, but after what happened with, I think it was 9/11, that people were very, obviously around that time, were very engrossed into seeing stuff about military, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, because think about it, because it was not long after 9/11. That's like you had Stargate Atlantis that came out, and I know Stargate was already going on, but it was a continuation of, of that.
Yeah, because it was just so horrible, and people probably just needed an escape. But yeah.
Oh, you guys remember The Unit? Holy shit, that show's badass.
The Unit was a great show. I highly recommend The Unit. 3 or 4 seasons. They had to end it, and then what happened was, this still irritates me. They decided to make a soap opera version called Army Wives on like Hallmark or something. It's like, this is not The Unit.
Yeah.
This is not The Unit. This is like a poor man's version of The Unit. It's just like, ugh.
Hey, come on, guys. Yeah. The opening theme song, literally, that's what I listen to in the gym, okay? Or when I'm like unloading trucks at work. Fire up, fire. Oh, shit was fire.
Yeah, there's been, people don't even realize that these networks, they were just popping out quality shows. And wait for it, shows also used to have good messages for young adults and kids and some. What's that? Yeah, I know. It's funny. Ridiculous. But yeah,
how times have changed.
Oh yes. And I still, I had watched, since you brought up Game of Thrones. I don't think that spinoff is going to happen, is it? Maybe it still is, but I had heard these spinoffs were probably going to get canceled of Game of Thrones. Weren't there supposed to be like 2?
Yeah, there were supposed to be a couple that were supposed to start up, I think, a couple of years ago, and I know what they're going to blame it on, but I don't see it happening. Just like I don't see Section 31 happening for Star Trek.
As I like to call him now, Peter Dinkelberry and stuff. He was even one of the people who attacked the fans. So
yep.
I'm just like, really, dude? Really? People felt that the last 2 seasons, most people felt it was phoned in. Other people like, oh, don't let it ruin your life. I get that. But people still put time and effort into this. So
whatever.
I mean, it's just the way was it the Dragon Lady, the way that they made her, it was like, I don't think that's not what the character was before. And then they changed it. I don't know. I watched some of Game of Thrones. I remember one of my cultural studies class in college, and this woman went, "This is horrible. This is awful." And it was when like they were dumping the hot tar or something on the guy's head and putting on the helmet. "This is awful." And I'm like, wow, you better not watch any Quentin Tarantino movies. I should have said that.
Right.
Gosh. This is horrible.
So speaking of Game of Thrones, people who are into Game of Thrones have been waiting on George R.R. Martin to produce Winds of Winter. Well, I have this article from Geek Tyrant where George R.R. Martin says that being asked about Winds of Winter all the time is wearisome. Well, you keep talking about it and you're not doing anything.
Right.
So this was posted on their site 2 days ago. It's by Joey Parr. And it goes on to say, fans of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire have been waiting for the author to finish his next book in the series, The Winds of Winter, for years. We all want to see what his vision for the ending of his story will be after being disappointed with HBO's Game of Thrones ending. The last book that was released in the series came out back in 2011. So we're talking 11 years. He's been writing The Winds of Winter for 11 years. That's a long ass time. Well, you'll be happy to hear that he's still working on it. Yeah, he keeps saying that he's working on it in quotes. Yeah. But he's tired of people asking him about it. He says it's wearisome, and I just can't help but laugh. Well, dude, people want to see the conclusion to the story that you started.
The real one.
Maybe he'll feel better after you read Tucker Carlson's book or actually watch Fox Nation. Who knows?
Maybe. Martin shared in a recent blog post, "Yes, of course, I'm still working on The Winds of Winter. I have stated that 100 times in 100 venues. Having to restate it endlessly is just wearisome. I made a lot of progress on Winds in 2020 and less in 2021. No shit. But less is not none. Okay, whatever, dude."
Are the fans also mad at him with the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones? Probably not, because didn't they weren't using the novels anymore because they basically had used them all or something, and then they're like, we'll just come up with our own stuff or whatever.
Yeah, what they came
Something
up
like
with
that.
from what I heard from Gary from Nerdotic and a few other channels, they should have waited for Winds of Winter to be completed, or at least get some direct input from George R.R. Martin, but he probably doesn't even know.
I would have probably been like, if the novels aren't out and we've already used the source material, let's just wait for more source material at this point,
There you go again with that making sense shit.
I know. I know, right? It's horrible.
You got to think more greedy. We need more content to squeeze money out of them. We need it now.
Yeah, man. No.
Yeah. And the article goes on to say, laugh out loud, we all think it's wearisome that you haven't finished the book yet, George. It's been over a decade. And we are all wondering if you're ever going to actually finish. This is like Todd McFarlane and the Spawn movie that he's been working on getting made for like 15 years. It's hard to think that it'll ever happen. Yeah, that's true. Todd McFarlane has been going on about his new Spawn movie, and
it's that
forgetting Orville.
And then,
okay.
And then all the freaking Avatar movies that are supposed to come out. There were supposed to be like 4 of them, and it's
I don't want Avatar movies.
I just don't know if I'm ever going to be interested in Avatar. I like the original in 3D, and then I just forgot about it pretty much.
I fell asleep watching Avatar.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking.
I mean, I like Avatar just from the human aspect, because I'm like, dang, the humans got some awesome tech. They got the vehicles and everything. I'm like, Homo sapiens forever.
But the Navi, is it the Navi? Yeah, the Navi. They were so much like
The
the
Navi.
Indians from Dances with Wolves, though. Like, and even the
Yep.
man who was the chief in Dances with Wolves was in Avatar. And I remember I told people this, and they don't. It's true. It's just you can't make this stuff up if you try.
I can't oxygen. Oh God.
It's just so funny. You read this stuff, you go, "What? That's what? That happened? Yeah, okay."
You bullshit me, bruh. Nah.
Yep. Got to connect the tails and do something weird with these creatures that you fly. What? Yeah, there's some weird stuff in Avatar, and you're just like,
There is. I mean, again, like I said, I watched it for the human side. Like, honestly, the Indians, I'm like,
the general
I
was one of
I
the
call them
best
Indians.
things.
I don't
Or the
call them
marshal.
aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
no, the colonel.
Was it the colonel? That's
Colonel?
it. The colonel.
Colonel.
Yeah, yeah.
Colonel.
Was
I'm in a
he was
box.
just pure evil. He's just like, I'm gonna, and I will keep saying this, and I've said this online. Man bad, trees good. Part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever.
Yeah. Although, do you know what's funny though? Generation Tech actually broke it down why the humans were the heroes and the Na'vi were the villains in that.
Yeah.
What?
They actually broke it down. Because they actually went into some of the lore of the Avatar universe, and basically, like, humanity was like, the Earth was just overpopulated, so they were going out to the stars, and that unobtainium that they were mining was a key component in building the components and stuff for the starships to go colonize other planets. And that's why it was so valuable, because it was essential in building the spacecrafts. So they explained the humans are there because he said the humans wanted to take over the planet. They easily could have. They didn't. They were literally just there to mine this resource, and that was it. They weren't trying to burn the whole planet. They weren't trying to take over the whole planet. They were there literally to just mine this resource that the planet was very rich in.
But climate change.
That was it. Climate change. Give me that big old ship that he's got that, like, can drop in the mech suits where it's got like enough missiles to start World War VI. Give me that vehicle. I mean, that again, Avatar. I only watch for the humans, because the humans, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I wish I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I think if you want to watch something and really laugh, watch the honest trailer version of Avatar. If you haven't seen it, Patriot, it's quite funny.
I don't know if I did or didn't.
Yeah.
That was a while back, so I might have at one point.
It was funny though. It's just, and it's funny too, because people didn't even realize that was basically if you think about it, the script is pretty much just a ripoff of Dances with Wolves in a lot of ways, and people aren't going to pay attention to that. I remember some people like, Avatar is the greatest movie. Yeah, it's pretty much a ripoff. The script is from Dances with Wolves.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Na'vi, the way things go, the fact that the chief is it's just funny. But it's still, as a technical movie in 3D, was very impressive. See that in the theaters?
I will agree there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the only movies I think 3D technology in movies was used to great effectiveness. There are very few movies that I think 3D actually worked for.
Right.
A lot of movies that were in 3D just didn't make sense. It's just like, it didn't add anything to the experience. The only movie I think I saw in 3D that I actually enjoyed in 3D was the first Avengers movie. Because there were certain scenes when the 3D really showed the scene in a different perspective. But those are the only two movies I thoroughly enjoyed 3D on.
And I'm with Pop Culture Mechanic. Avatar was meh.
Right? I mean,
visually
it was stunning, but other than that, it was like, okay.
It's just, the story wasn't that. It was some, like you said, the humans. The Colonel was one of the best parts about that movie.
Oh,
yeah. The Na'vi was just weird, and they were kind of interesting, but then they like connect their tails to the creature, and you're just like, what is this? Why is this
well, I
happening?
mean,
HDMI.
It was
and
funny.
and Sigourney Weaver was in that. That's always a plus.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I watched Avatar for the human side.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't honestly. The movie is meh, but the only reason why I will watch it over and over again is just for all the human stuff.
Bruh,
Like honestly, like just give me a world of the human side, and I'm happy. Like
okay, guys. So
you know,
Common and Pacific already know this, but also Pacific's one too. I'm a writer, so I mean I dabble in writing and whatnot. I had a couple of ideas. I was wondering if you guys have any writer, what would you change in Avatar that you think would make the movie better? Because I think I would have made one change that would have made the movie fucking awesome. But I just wanted to if you guys have any what additions you guys would make, if any.
for me, I think with Avatar, the big thing is because obviously they were trying to go for these are like warmongering humans that just seek death and whatnot.
Yes.
I mean, there's that obviously they portrayed. Honestly, I didn't care about that part. I think for me, the thing they needed to change was try and stop making the Na'vi seem like these we're just innocent little. We're just these innocent aliens. We're just so innocent. We're these victims. And I'm just like, stop with the victim mentality of these things. I guarantee you, if the humans weren't there, they'd be slaughtering each other, tribe versus tribe warfare. Like, stop making them so innocent. You know, to me, it was like, get rid of the innocence and make it seem like the Na'vi aren't the good guys like they appear. And I think the movie would have been way better because when you make them seem like give them a victim status, that's where I'm like that's where the movie fell short with me. It would have been way better if the Na'vi didn't have this victim status.
If it was gray instead of just straight up. Gotcha.
And that's how I feel about it too. I mean, yes, like I said, I watched the movie, it made me fall asleep. I did try to rewatch it, but I'm going, no, this story, it doesn't interest me. I know what they're trying to push, climate change, but still.
Yeah, there was a climate aspect to that movie, yes. Man, bad, trees good. I mean, that's even Honest Trailer said it. I mean, that's it just is. It just is. Man, bad, trees good. Yeah.
Part 1. Well, me. Well, wait. Anybody else first before I drop my what I would do?
I'll tell you what I would have taken out. I would have taken out the stupid tail thing. That drove me nuts. We connect, and then we're connected together with the tail. The Na'vi, we're connected. Yay! I was like, what?
I put my booty in its brain.
Just like, are you putting it in the right area, or what's going on here?
And who figured that out first? Like, who thought about that? That sick bastard went, hey, I got an idea. I'm gonna stick my booty in its brain.
James Cameron.
Dude, it's also funny because James Cameron, when he won for Titanic, he's like, I am the king of the world. It's like, yeah, but LA Confidential should have won that year for Best Picture, but whatever. You know, it was the popularity contest. So James Cameron wins like 11 Oscars for Titanic. So I saw Titanic. The second hour is better than the first. The first hour is just a soap opera. Yeah.
Titanic was just boring all around for me.
I spent the first part of Titanic trying to get a homegirl to do naughty things in the theater.
All right. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and continue the article. It continues by saying he's also got a bunch of other projects eating up his time. In the same blog post he shared, well, dude, that's your own fucking problem.
Yep.
It says the world of Westeros, the world of A Sod and Fire, is my number one priority and will remain so until the story is told. But Westeros has become bigger than Winds of Winter or even A Song of Ice and Fire. In addition to Winds, I also need to deliver the second volume of Archmaster Gildian's, I don't know, History, Fire and Blood, thinking of calling that one Blood and Fire rather than just F&B Volume 2. got a couple of 100 pages of that one written, but there's still a long way to go. I need to write more of the drunk and egg novellas, sorry. Tell the rest of their stories, especially since there's a television series about them in development. There's a lavish coffee table book coming later this year, an illustrated, condensed version of Fire and Blood done with Elio Garcia and Linda Antonson, my partners on The World of Ice and Fire, and my Fur River art director, Ray Golden, and another book after that, Who's Who in Westeros, and that's just the books. Well, you have too much on your plate, dude. You got to reduce the number of items that are on your plate. I'm going to give you a perfect example.
Just Mike, because you should. Oh, go ahead.
Just because the baseball season's starting doesn't mean that the channel is going to go back to how it's been the last couple of years, where the whole season I cover each and every game. No, this year I'm going to cover as many games as I can. It doesn't mean I'm going to do away with Pop Talk. It doesn't mean I'm going to do away with episode reviews, movie reviews. It doesn't mean I'm going to do away with gameplay. That's still going to be on here as it was before. But the box score, it's not going to be as heavy as it was before, because I'm pissed at both Major League Baseball and the Players Association for even going on a lockout. Yes, it's been resolved. Whoop-de-doo. But it should have never. It should have never started.
Nope, should have worked on it a lot earlier. But these organizations.
Oh, guys, real quick, I forgot the thing I would have changed. I would have added to Avatar is I would have third party the hell out of everyone and just out of nowhere, like during the human and the Avi thing, I would have had literally a fucking asshole race that does want conquest and murder and shit to just show up the second half of the movie, and then I would have ended it on a cliffhanger like. The aliens just conquered this fucking planet. They may be coming for Earth next. We need to do something. Like epic team up.
And then the Na'vi and the humans have to work together. Except the Colonel would still die, I think. But yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go out. But and then you could use like you said earlier, like show like the Na'vi aren't these saints, and like the difficulties between the humans and the Na'vi form. Oh my god. I'm forming a federation in this universe.
The only person or two people, what was it? It was just the two people that didn't care about destroying the environment, I guess, was the guy in the wheelchair, which I can't think of his character's name now, and then Sigourney Weaver. I think they're the only ones who cared about the environment. Everybody else like, let's burn it down! All the humans.
I literally was gonna be, and then they form a team, and they go, and then they form a coalition of planets. Oh god, I'm trying to create Starfleet, the Avatar universe.
Then for some reason the Power Rangers show up, and they're like, form whatever. So.
No, Voltron shows up.
Oh, Voltron shows up. Okay.
And then they discover a hidden cave on Na'vi, and then Godzilla joins the chat room.
Yes. All right, but okay.
Oh Lord, the madness.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly?
Yeah. One of the greatest cartoons and show, whatever.
Dude, this movie traumatized me as a child.
Okay, so Mike, since you bring this up, Daredevil, I did enjoy this film, but would I watch it again? I don't remember. Is it better than the Daredevil series on Netflix? Absolutely not. But it's like apples and oranges on that one. But
nope.
Oh, and don't watch Elektra. By the origin story.
Elektra
of the
was
movie.
terrible.
Horrible, boring
Elektra was
film.
terrible.
I don't know what Fox and Marvel were thinking with that film. I really don't. I remember watching that one day on cable, and my brother went, "What?"
I have a question.
I don't know. Yeah.
What makes you think they were thinking?
They weren't. They weren't. That movie was so boring.
I'm no longer surprised now about anything that Hollywood does. I'm really not surprised anymore.
Yeah.
It's at the point right now where, I don't like, unlike Doomcock, I don't know, maybe if he still legitimately gets this angry or if it's just him keeping, the role going. But now when I see some Hollywood doing something stupid, I just kind of go, okay, saw that coming, or okay, that's silly Hollywood,
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'd just like to ask a question. What does God need with a starship?
What does he need with a starship? One day we might find out. One day.
Well, like I said last week, God needing a starship is much more logical than having a mentally challenged alien be genetically fused with dilithium, have an outburst, and literally implode the entire known galaxy.
Oh. I don't know if I can sigh any harder.
You probably could, but you might blow our ears if you did.
Well, if Phil McCracken was here, he would probably tell me justice for Star Trek V. So,
I mean, Star Trek V is probably one of my least favorites, but like I told Pacific last week, I will take it over any of the new Trek.
I can't do it anymore. He's just like, no, Star Trek V. It's okay.
I would take a goat headbutting a punching bag over and over again for 45 minutes in any of the new Trek.
Honestly, honestly, with Picard, part of me actually wants to watch this new season because of just how ridiculous it like I said, I've seen enough of the first 2 episodes in clips to be like, part of me just wants to watch this train wreck and criticize it and critique it.
But they're actually showing Picard respect, at least the episode I watched. I went, wow, that's weird. I thought they're just supposed to yell and curse at him and tell him he's a scumbag all the time.
Yeah, there's actually a modicum of respect that they're actually giving him.
It's like, did the writers start listening to the fans, or what's going on here? Like, it's weird, but I'm like, no.
Well,
they're gonna pull a fast one on us. Yeah.
There's a scene where Q like backhands Picard and whatnot, and all I could think of was if Cisco were there, he'd grab that hand and punch you, man. Cisco don't take crap from nobody.
If Cisco was there, he would have backhanded Q. Wait, he did that already.
You hit me. Picard never hit me. I'm not Picard. Clearly, you're much easier to antagonize.
That was so epic.
That was so great. Gives him the old 1-2 and just lays.
He was out of control. Not only that, messing with Cisco, but he goes and tries to bang Janeway. I'm like, Q, you're all over the place.
Well, when you see Q, you're just like, you son of a. He's bad.
Yeah, you know some crazy's happening.
Yeah, and see, like my thing is that because the whole point of the Terran Empire in the as an alternate reality is that that's just humanity how it was. It was humanity first, everything that. And Picard is phrasing it that the quote unquote Confederation, which is literally just the Terran Empire just renamed, there was a turning point, a split in time at one point that caused that split to happen. And I'm like, no, that was never it. That was never it. It was the whole point of an alternate reality is that if humanity was Homo sapien only and they conquered aliens and took their technology, not they were wanting friendship and allies. So the whole split point to me just seems like you're just destroying more canon to me.
Yeah, I mean it is. Well, are you talking about the mirror universes in TNG and up to Voyager, or are you talking about the new one?
No. Well, the mirror. I'm talking the mirror universe that we saw in TOS and Enterprise.
Okay.
You know that mirror universe with the Terran Empire. That was that was off the basis that humanity was always that way, where it was humanity first, everyone else is either subservient to us or you're dead. Like, that was the implication. That's how it was done, everything. Like, it was Homo sapien or nothing, basically. Not a split, not a veering point. Basically, not a 09 point where something happened at a specific point in time where that's how the Confederation or Terran Empire started, basically.
Yeah, because when they show the mirror universe in Enterprise, that kind of messes stuff up, because you could technically go sometime after the formation of this pact, some catastrophic shit happened, and humanity had to go savage mode. That would make sense, but yeah, it would have had to happen after humanity got an infusion of technology from the Vulcans to be able to do any of those things.
Well, but that's the whole thing. If you watch the Into the Mirror Darkly 2-parter, instead of Cochrane shaking the Vulcan's hand, he pulls out a shotgun and blows them away.
Yeah, that
literally that's in the very first scene. So that implies that it was Homo sapien or nothing. Basically, that was the implication.
Yeah, and then Vulcan would have swiftly whooped our asses. Like, that part bugged me. I'm like, that'd be the equivalent
remember,
of someone
Vulcan didn't even know we existed.
Yeah,
remember,
but
they didn't know we existed. The only reason why they knew was because of the warp trail.
Yeah, one of their ships.
Cochrane's ship.
Actually, no, their ship probably wouldn't even gone missing. They would have just took off and be like, okay, these motherfuckers are hostile. We might have to deal with them.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother discussion we can go down and everything like that. But we got so when it comes to this Daredevil, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a director's cut version, correct, of this movie?
I don't know.
I heard there was, because I've heard Nerdrotic mention that there's a director's cut of Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie, and it's actually better than the original one.
Oh, a Snyder cut?
No, just a director's cut, kind of like an extended edition, basically.
I never mind.
I get what you're saying. Yes.
Oh, this movie's actually good.
It's not bad.
It wasn't bad. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I never watched this movie and said I hated it.
No, I didn't.
I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, I remember being entertained by this movie. Other people are like, oh, that movie was terrible. It's like, well, okay, I guess. Sure. It was still better than Black Widow, and that is actually saying something.
I didn't see that. Something told me don't even bother with it.
Oh man, I had to wake up my brother a few times. Like, you want to watch this movie, right? You want to watch this film? No, okay.
He said, no, I'm good.
And I'm like, yeah. He's like, man, this movie's boring. I'm like, I know. And you figure out who, whatever. I could go on a rant on that for days. It's just not very good. Not very good.
Rants.
That one, Birds of Prey. Wonder Woman 1984 that I will always have issues with, especially after reading the comic. Yeah.
Well, damn. I didn't watch that one either. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to go watch Batman.
Yeah, I'm going to go see Batman, I think next week. Yeah. Some family members. So, yeah. Batman.
Yeah. I kind of wannabes, right? Yeah, Daredevil was a decent movie. It was decent, but Elektra was just it was a train wreck crashing into a nuclear power plant, and then that nuclear power plant somehow detonating into a nuclear explosion.
It destroyed the entire known galaxy.
But I think
pretty much.
I think she embodied what Elektra was, if I remember. Maybe not, but I think she
see, the thing
to
is,
an extent.
I felt that she did that in in Daredevil though. But once she got a solo movie,
no, I don't know what they did with that. They're like, let's make this as boring as we can.
Yeah.
Time for
and
sleep.
It was like,
okay.
Well, and it was like you have these people that have abilities, but they don't really explain who they are or anything. And this girl who is like the key to everything, and she somehow has this magical or power bracelet that she can use that turns into kind of like a chain whip, like she can use to defend herself. And it was just like they tried to mix like the mystical side of Daredevil with the non-mystical side, and boom, pop out Elektra, the movie.
Yeah, I just remember she was walking around her house or something talking, and it was like, man, this movie's boring. Something about that.
Yeah, I mean, see, that was the good old days of Marvel movies when they were releasing like one-offers in a way, and some stuck, some didn't. I like that. I liked that version of, the Blade movies. Love or hate 2 and 3. I like the whole trilogy.
1 was good. 2 was not as good. I remember the plot wasn't as good. 3, I don't think I saw. I think 3 has Ryan Reynolds in it, or maybe they all did. I can't remember.
3 actually has Ryan Reynolds, and it's got I know the actor from other stuff, but he basically is like actual Dracula. And he basically has returned to basically retake his place as like head of the vampires, whatnot. Again, like 2 was an interesting concept. Did it play out as well as I think that it could have? No, I think there were some interesting elements in 2 that I think they could have pursued further. But 2 wasn't a bad movie.
It was gory though, with those creature things.
Oh yeah,
vampires. Like those movies were gory. I think 3 was gory too. I haven't watched it in so long, but
3 wasn't. 2 was the goriest of them all. I think 3, 3 I think was the goriest, and no. Sorry, 2 was the goriest. 3 was the kind of the most thinking outside the box they did. And again, I know it's not as good as 1 or 2, but I still enjoy 3 for what it is. Weird. It's still entertaining.
Yeah. All right. You want to read this article then, Mike? Are we gonna, or do we cover Daredevil pretty well?
Hello? Can you guys read me?
Yes, I
can hear you.
I can't hear Mike though.
All right, my PC was doing some weirdness.
I can hear you, brother.
All right, can you hear us, Mike?
Yes, yes, I can hear you all. I can hear you all. All right, so this other article from Geek Tyrant says Charlie Cox admits that Ben Affleck's Daredevil was really good, but his suit sucked.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the time, it was good.
It goes on to say Charlie Cox's Marvel character Daredevil is back in the spotlight. After the 3-season run of the Daredevils series on Netflix, the character Matt Murdock was MIA until he returned in the most recent Marvel movie, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Woo-hoo.
Actually, that was more of a Sony movie than a Marvel movie.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sony's like, cha-ching!
I think it crossed the $1 billion mark.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it did.
I'll look at the box office here in a little bit. Now he's back in the MCU, and his series is making the jump to Disney Plus. Yes, I saw an advertisement for it today. As a matter of fact, it feels like we're gearing up to see more of Cox's Daredevil, but as some of us remember, he's not the first actor to don the DD emblazoned suit.
Yep.
Back in 2003, Oscar winner Ben Affleck played the part, and while the movie was widely panned, Cox has a mixed review of the movie.
in a recent panel at the Middle East Film and Comic-Con in Abu Dhabi, Cox was asked if he'd seen the film before getting the TV series role. He responded, "No, after I got the role, I hadn't seen it before. I got the role, I watched it when I got the role, and to be fair, I think Ben Affleck does a really good Matt Murdock. I like his Matt Murdock. I don't like the movie."
He doesn't love the movie. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went on to explain, "I feel like the movie tried to do too much and it was a little tonally confused. They had everyone in that movie. They had Kingpin, they had Bullseye, they had Elektra, they had Karen Page, they had Foggy, It was saturated and it's 2 hours, so that was part of the problem, and the suit sucks."
I will agree with him. I think Elektra, if you took Elektra out of that movie, it probably would have actually been better.
I don't think she needed to be in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, having Bullseye as like the Kingpin's like hitman, that makes sense. So having Bullseye and Kingpin in the movie, I get that. But Elektra just felt like they threw in a love interest for love interest's sake when you didn't need it. Like, if you did a sequel, then introduce Elektra.
But Elektra and Murdoch or Daredevil do get together in the comics and so on. So.
Right, that's why I said if they did a sequel movie, then you introduce Elektra.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea, actually. All right, write that down before Disney steals it.
Well, too late. We already got an Elektra movie, so.
Damn it!
Yeah. And that was Fox Marvel.
Yeah.
At the time.
Although I did like how they did Elektra in the series with Charlie Cox, though. I did like how they did Elektra in that, though. That was way better version, I think, of Elektra.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think that's in season 2. I think.
Cool. Yeah, I'm around the time of the Punisher, so I'm catching up on this stuff because I never had Netflix before, so. And it's going away from Netflix soon, and then it'll be on Disney Plus, and then of course parents I heard are all upset about mature content and nonsense.
Oh my God!
What about the children, Daddy?
Lol.
Please, it's
and here we go.
And here we
go. Expansion.
Anyway,
gonna have tryouts. Yeah. But anyways, like
all totally fair points.
Without you.
All totally fair points. Cox told Comic Book recently that he didn't have a huge preference as to what exactly his future suit would look like, but his only requirement was that it would eventually bear the beloved DD insignia. Says, what I would say is I've always liked the idea that at some point in Matt's journey, his emotional journey, and again, I don't know how everything is happening or what might happen or how it ties into what we've already done. I have no idea, but I've always liked the idea that at some point he feels he has earned the right to have the DD on his chest, which we've never had. I think he has earned it for sure. I love the Daredevil series, and I can't wait to see what Charlie Cox gets to do with his character next. Well, it's also under the control of Disney, so we all know where that's going to go.
Well, if he can push them and, if they need to be backed into a corner. And I feel like if they are, then they'll be like, okay, we have to do this.
Yeah.
You got to back them into a corner first.
Because the one thing, and this is something that I told people when Disney acquired Marvel and Sony, those two properties have certain things that are more mature, not family friendly. So you have to embrace all of it. You have to embrace Jessica Jones. You have to embrace all those series as well, because those are Marvel. You have to embrace them. And yes, are they more mature themed? Yes. But
and by the way, Patriot, wait for it. A lot of the characters are white.
Oh no!
I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. You're killing me.
Uh-oh. Trying to hold it back. Trying to hold it back. I can't.
Hold on a second. Must replenish body with more Guinness to survive. Oh, okay. All right. I'm feeling better.
All right. Because all I was gonna say, it's now under the control of Disney, so we could get something like this.
Like a bantha. Yes.
Like a bantha. Yes.
No.
Like a bantha. I have my helmet on.
Somebody laced that from the Obi-Wan into the Obi-Wan trailer. When Obi-Wan like holds up the binoculars, that's what he sees, and then he just looks down, and then the screen goes black, and you hear a lightsaber ignite. And then somebody commented in the comments of the video, I hope he wasn't performing Hirakira on himself after seeing that.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Go Tatooine Rangers! I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Unfortunately, I don't have a clip from Power Rangers.
Oh man.
Unfortunately,
Morphoton
or Voltron.
Zord.
So, our next article of discussion is from Bounty into Comics, and it was posted on March 11th, and it's by Spencer Piccoli. It goes on to say, Evangelion and Dragon Ball Super dub actor Damon Mills accused of molesting 15-year-old boy.
Looking at that picture, checks out.
I mean, here's the thing: is that I'm somebody like the article that headline sounds terrible, but I want to see the actual evidence. And and it's not because I think he's innocent. I'm just somebody I like some evidence to come out first before I start making assumptions.
Yeah, I don't want to do this whole Christopher Sabat thing, like with the whole Vic Mignogna. It's like, dude, you guys were friends, I thought, and you worked together. So, and then you're just throwing him under the bus for virtue signaling points or something, Christopher. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
you're better than this, or maybe you're not. And then you find out that the voice acting community, the VA community, is just as toxic, like legitimately toxic, as a lot of these other industries. And you're like, ugh, who wants to deal with this garbage, man? Like, just awful.
Yep.
I agree.
All right, so it goes on to say Funimation voice actor Damon Mills, perhaps best known for his roles as and I'm going to butcher these names, just know that flat out.
You're going to what?
I'm going to end up butchering these names.
Oh.
Right. If he butchers them, somebody can fix it. It's fine.
Because I don't watch Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I don't really either. Never really got into it.
You got to admit, though, that Broly fight I showed you was fire.
Yeah, it was good. As Kaworu Nagisa, I don't know. And the Neon Genesis Evangelion rebuild film series, and as the second actor to play Dragon Ball Super's Frieza following the late Chris Ayers' diagnosis with COPD, has been accused by an anonymous man of having molested him when he was just 15 years old. It goes on to say the accusation against Mills was first brought to light when the alleged victim published a lengthy statement in October 2021. As per the Google Docs document details. And it goes on to say that began with the outright declaration that Damon Mills molested me. This all happened between 2012 and 2015, explained the accuser. I was never 18 during any of this. I was a 15-year-old boy, a minor. Damon, a 19-year-old adult.
Damon met me over Facebook, and due to our similar interests, we became friends. It was fairly early on that he admitted he had feelings for me, he continued. I tried to be as nice as possible while also stating I did not feel the same, but didn't want it to affect our friendship. However, said the anonymous man, he continued to talk to me every day, texting me constantly, getting angry and emotionally attacking me if I did not respond as quickly as he did. He would often bring up he felt sexually and emotionally attached to me, all these things I would try to avoid. Eventually, he recalled, after a year of long distance friendship, Mills moved closer, an hour away. Noting the voice actor soon took to visiting him a couple times a month. The man asserted that the first weekend he spent with me, he begged to sleep next to me in my bed, a twin size bed for one, and he was roughly twice my size.
Wow.
Emotionally forcing me into guilt, I allowed this. He said, I woke that night to him heavily wrapped against me, nose in my neck, and his entire arm up my shirt. He was caressing my bare body. I felt confused and outraged. This man I had been vulnerable to, taking advantage of my trust. I confronted him. He added he tried to shy it off, saying I must have been asleep. I then asked him to never do this again. However, the man further claimed to be expected that wasn't the end of it, as every single time Mills would visit, he would beg to sleep in my bed. My mother even tried to stop this, stated the accuser. He argued with her, victimizing himself and turning it into a matter of sexuality. So he would end up next to me and every time would molest me. To the entire extent I am aware, but can at least reference times that I was conscious.
Wow.
Moving to recall one such occasion, the man then accused that on one occasion I woke up startled. He was moving around a lot. It didn't take me long to realize he was masturbating right next to me.
Ugh.
I was so alarmed that it took me a couple of days to bring this up to him, he wrote. He then admitted to me that he had been pleasuring himself.
Oy.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Do we really want to keep reading this?
No. That's why I'm stopping.
Ooh. Wow, that is some great detail. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's I know this probably happened. How old is this guy now? I don't know. They say it happened when he was 15. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is disturbing for sure.
I'm not saying that this actor did or didn't do it.
Right.
What I am gonna say is, until there's evidence brought forth,
right.
I can't believe it. Until there's evidence brought forth.
But that seems to be quite a story if he's really lying about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, I gotta take off, and guys, I gotta
All right,
go
brother.
now, so thanks for letting me come on, dude.
Not a problem, Cash.
Yeah. Talk to you soon. Have
Will
a good
do,
day,
brother.
guys.
Take care.
All right.
But yeah, that's yikes.
Indeed.
Folks, please subscribe to the Phantom Hooligans. I am posting the link to the Phantom Hooligans once again. For anyone who is interested to subscribe to Cash Money's channel, the Phantom Hooligans. All right, it's time to move on. I just, oh God.
Wow, just wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I gotta try to find something funny.
On that note.
Well, I mean, whenever you're talking about an article like that, it's never, you never walk away from it like, oh my gosh, that was such a great informative article. Like, you know, you're always like, I need a shower.
Right?
Yeah.
And a fifth of something.
Well, I got my Guinness, so I got my alcohol covered right now.
It's apple whiskey time.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to this article from comicbook.com. And it says Aquaman 2 director hints at reason for release date delay. It's by Janet Anderson. It was released on the 12th. So just yesterday. And it says the world of DC blockbusters got some major updates earlier this week when it was revealed that DC League of Super Pets, Black Adam, The Flash, Aquaman, and The Lost Kingdom, and Shazam, Fury of the Gods would all be changing release dates. For the Aquaman sequel, this means a move from December 16th, 2022 to March 17th, 2023, a move that is reportedly a result of extensive visual effects work that goes into the film. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom director James Wan essentially confirmed as much while addressing the news in a social media post, revealing via Facebook comment that he would not have been able to make the initial December release date, especially as filming on the project just wrapped a few months ago. And he goes on to say, honestly, I couldn't make the December release date as much as I love the Christmas slot. I literally just finished shooting 2 months ago in January. So it goes on to say, luckily, it does not sound like Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be more than worth the wait based on comments that when the franchise's stars, Patrick Wilson, made to comicbook.com earlier this year. It goes on to say for that quote, the movie's going to be a blast, Patrick explained. We had such a great time shooting it. I will absolutely say that. And the tone, I think he took the tone in those moments in the first one that we enjoyed, and that kind of went beyond the comic book world, and that they were much more really appealing to a wider audience, and we embraced that. I think we embraced the tone much more in this movie. We established what James established, what he wanted to do with the first one. It was clearly successful, and it's like, okay, so now let's just push it. So every little fun moment, every goofy moment, every heartfelt moment, every action moment, some of the set pieces are unbelievable. The stunts were crazy. Fighting sequences are crazy. Just awesome. And Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, when an ancient power is unleashed, Aquaman must forge an uneasy alliance with an unlikely ally to protect Atlantis and the world from irreversible devastation. The film will see the return of Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Patrick Wilson as Orm, Amber Heard as Mira, Yahya Abdul Mateen as Black Manta, Randall Park as Stephen Shin, Game of Thrones alum Pilu Asbeek has also joined the cast in an unknown role, and Janie Zhao will play a new character, Stingray. India Moore will play Carson, and Vincent Regan will play Atlan, who was previously portrayed by Graham McTavish in Aquaman. After we ended the first one, I went in my went in with my writing partner and we dreamed up the second one, and we went in and pitched the idea. Momoa previously said on the Drew Barrymore show, the best thing I can give you is that I love it so much that I participated in writing it. And so we did the first treatment, and then James and our original writer, David, finished it off. And all of our hearts are in it. Instead of just like getting the script and doing that, you are 100% being encouraged by your director and co-writers. So that's exciting for me, and I'm excited to go over there. I leave in July and we start filming. And it's, of course, as it mentioned above, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom now releases in theaters on March 17th. And the Padawannabe says Tamura Morrison's best role was Aquaman's father. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think he did a good Jango Fett. I mean, you know, I think he did a good Jango Fett for the limited screen time he got with as that character. But no, I agree. I think he did a great role as Aquaman's dad. I will agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And the Padawannabe says, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that lady doing that thing. Yeah, if you're talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that at all. And I also want to welcome Captain Trek. Welcome, Captain.
Hey, Captain.
Hey.
Captain, my Captain.
Oh, Jean-Luc.
All right. So I have another article related to video games. This is one that caught my eye the other day. That's why I decided to save it so we can talk about it. And again, this is an article from Geek Tyrant. And it says, Hooded Horse to publish sci-fi real-time strategy survival game Fragile Existence later this year. So, it goes on to say, Fragile Existence is a sci-fi real-time strategy survival game developed by Fragile Continuum, and Hooded Horse recently announced they would publish the game on PC later this year. The game sees the player in charge of helping humanity's last known survivors continue on their journey after Earth's destruction. However, Fragile Existence isn't your average strategy game. Players won't be tasked with building and expanding their empire. Instead, your task is to keep the passengers and crew on your ships happy, maintain faction loyalties, build up bases, and wage ground combat while being chased by an enemy. You will constantly be having to flee to save your people, and that's an interesting touch. The game will also feature a planet and system editor so you can create your own campaigns and custom experiences. And then it goes on to say, Fragile Existence puts you in charge of humanity's lone survivors following the annihilation of Earth by an unknown enemy force. On the run from an unrelenting, unstoppable threat, you must explore giant star systems and gather resources needed to sustain your fleet, both in space and on the surface of fully rendered 3D planets and moons. Instead of controlling an ever-expanding empire, as in most strategy games, Fragile Existence requires you to take your civilization with you as you flee an enemy forever on your heels.
Battlestar Galactica?
Passengers. No, this isn't Battlestar Galactica.
I know that.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Because I was getting that vibe too. Keep passengers and crew happy, maintain the loyalties of the factions aboard the fleet, and seamlessly zoom out from ground to space as you command ships, construct bases, and wage ground combat. The deep real-time strategy simulation with an active pause mechanic also lets you drop ship units and buildings to the surface of moons and planets,
crash spaceships and ground units into physical objects, and use fleets in orbit to bombard surface targets, or vice versa. Talking about the game, Lee Harris, who serves as the solo developer on the project, said, "What started as a portfolio piece to help land myself a job in the games industry has grown in very many different directions during this last 2 years of solo development. And since mid 2021, the team from Hooded Horse have long been supportive of the project behind the scenes, freely offering up advice and tips to myself, amongst many others, with the intention only of seeing interesting projects reach fruition. When it became time for me to seek a publishing partner with whom the Fragile Existence project could truly survive to become something substantial in the strategy genre, the team from Hooded Horse were the only real candidates on my list. And I'm very excited to be working with them going forward." Tim Bender of Hooded Horse shared his excitement as well. "We're thrilled to have the chance to work with Lee and publish Fragile Existence, as we've been following the project closely and are big believers in the game. Fragile Existence blends survival elements into the RTS genre, giving players the chance to immerse themselves in the struggle of a lone fleet of survivors trying desperately to survive on the run. This is a theme that has been central to some great works of science fiction, and Lee is taking an innovative and fun approach to it. Fragile Existence will be localized into Japanese, simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, Spanish, French, and German, thanks to the publishing arrangement, and is set to release later this year. You can add the game to your Steam wishlist now."
I want to see
So-
footage.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds interesting, but I want to see footage. I want to see either like demo gameplay footage or them explaining like doing like an explanation as they play the game of the basics and of certain things and features and whatnot, because it sounds interesting, but
how is it executed?
Well, let's find out in this
Exactly.
announcement trailer if we see anything.
Oh, there's a trailer. Okay. In a world.
It's a very dark trailer. Like, not a whole lot of like light, so you don't really get to see like the ships and everything. Like, I'm seeing more of the glow of their engines than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. Like, if you're like, I get you're in space, but you can do backlight. Okay, that's the first good. Okay, that's interesting.
Indeed, it is.
But how does it look once it's on the ground, though? That's the big thing.
Well, let's see if we get any ground shots.
I'll flex with this.
I'm not hating it. I'm not in love with it, but I'm not hating it.
No, I'll flex with it. Yeah, okay.
Wow, so you can zoom in and see your ships in orbit, and then keep zooming in and see your ground units.
It
That's
reminds me of,
yeah,
it reminds me of like a little bit of that's like Total War ish, and actually it reminds me of Sins of a Solar Empire mixed with Command and Conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ships crashing into the planet would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. And there's actual an effect from it, like it actually affects what happens on the ground.
And can you wait? Is there shore bombardment or orbital bombardment? I mean,
Probably, I would think.
This has a very Battlestar Galactica feel. I like it.
It does, yeah. Okay, you know what? I am not against this game. I'm interested enough to where I would I would take a chance on it. I could absolutely hate it.
Nah,
but I'm willing to give it a chance.
From that gameplay footage, it's ticking some of the right boxes for me.
Like, same here. Yeah, yeah.
4X are my favorite kind of strategy games. I like it when I build a city and I go and each battle means something. My troops carry over to the next battle, like Total War type stuff. I love that stuff.
Well, I mean, that's a huge reason why I liked Empire at War, because when you're conquering the galaxy, every planet you conquer offers you credits. Some of them have bonuses for certain class of ships or types of space station with your space station's equipment.
But you can play it on Xbox?
No, I played that on PC.
Yeah, when you get your PC, bro, I want to start a campaign against you, man. I used to fight one of my friends in that game, man. Oh God, it was so fun.
I never did multiplayer because I never knew anyone else that played it. But I used to love doing that game. And
I want to.
I mean, obviously, I love being the Rebel Alliance because you could build a crap ton of fighters, and since they had FTL capability, you could keep all your capital ships in one system and then just do raids with your fighters. Like build a crap ton of Y-wings with enough X-wings for fighter cover, and then you could just assault weaker planets and take them over, and then send in your capital ships to protect.
Bruh, I cannot wait to fight you in that game. That's a good strategy. I didn't even thought about that. I would just
Empire at War. The ground combat, what I do think was lacking to a degree in that game a little bit.
Comment? Before you get to that, I don't play vanilla Empire anymore. So there's mods that make the ground combat freaking amazing.
See, I never played it with mods, so I'm just going off of vanilla.
I know. I will get you up to speed, bro. What you need to. When you get. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some epic wars.
Wasn't it Sins of the Solar Empire that people have done mods where it's almost entirely new games? Like they've done Mass Effect, Halo.
Yes,
yeah, I've seen.
They even made a Star Trek version.
Yeah, like I've seen because Eckhart's Ladder did several streams in a row of the Halo mod. He did several where he was Covenant in some, and then he was the UNSC in the other. And I'm like, this looks incredible.
Oh, the game is Stargate. There's even Stargate mods where you can. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I did see the Stargate mod. I mean, see, that's the thing is that one thing that upsets me is that there are franchises that for an RTS space combat game, there are franchises out there that could easily benefit from it. Stargate, Halo, Mass Effect, just to name those three, that if you did an RTS space combat game, I think people would buy it up in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Because those are aspects that are never we don't get to see as much of.
Yep. I'm really bad. It's licensing bullshit. That's what
I guarantee you it's licensing, but I guarantee you it's worth it. It's worth it if you can get the licensing and you get a good studio to make those games. I guarantee you it's worth it.
Oh yeah, I know that. What I'm saying is getting the licensings is what I'm thinking is the what's kicking at people's faces.
I mean, considering Mass Effect, I mean Andromeda was such a bust.
And what are you talking about? You just spoke a foreign word. What was a bust?
But then You know, the game where they go to another galaxy where the whole plot doesn't make a darn bit of sense, that I could have easily have thought it up better.
Wait, you mean that one game of people pretending to make an Andromeda game? I mean, a Mass Effect game? I heard something about that.
Yeah, the
there was an
game where
abomination
literally you
pretending
go
to be Mass Effect.
Yeah, you know, you send four enormous arcs and with no military support at all to even protect it. You know, that one where your only defense is the quote-unquote militia, which is basically just ground infantry.
Hold on. Did our current administration write that plot line? Bunch of civilians with no military support. Wait, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know, right? Seriously. Yeah, Andromeda, I could have easily picked apart Andromeda so easily. And honestly, I still want to. I want to actually go over some parts of Andromeda. Like, not so much from the campaign perspective, but just at the world aspects.
Are you trying to make yourself physically ill?
No, because I actually get enjoyment out of ripping it and actually coming up with ways they could have fixed it. Because to me, it's like, here's how you could have made an amazing game, but you didn't. So I'm going to fill in the blanks. Yeah, no, I've watched his stuff. See, I like doing that with certain video games, like how you could have fixed stuff.
Critical Drinker is freaking awesome.
He really is. God bless that man. God bless him. I don't always agree with some of the takes he has on some of his movies. You know, because obviously certain movies that he'd be like, "Oh, this was terrible." I'm like, I actually kind of enjoyed it. So I don't always agree with him, but I have massive amounts of respect for that man.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't agree with the way he explains it, it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there are, like, he would admit, there are some movies that are they're bad, and you can still like bad movies, you know.
Yeah, well, that's why they're called guilty pleasures. You know, that's the whole point.
Most
that's
of the
the whole
time when he's
category.
like this, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was like, when he says something that's stupid, 9 out of 10 times, I agree. I'm like, yeah, that was fucking retarded. Yep, that was terrible bad. I don't know what you was thinking, but you need to go back to the drawing board and throw whatever piece of chalk you used away and get a new one.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I have one last article here. I'm going to end this on a good note. I'm not going to end this on a hair-pulling, you two wanting to kill me moment.
We're going to show some more Bert?
This actually comes from GhostbustersNews.com, and it was posted just yesterday, and it says, fans rallying to get voice actor Frank Welker a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And if you don't know who Frank Welker is, well, he voices one of these characters right here.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly?
Yes, the voice of Megatron himself. It says, with a career that started in the 1960s, Frank Welker is a man whose talent isn't defined by one generation of character. While he's likely best recognized as the voice of Scooby-Doo's Fred Jones, a role he's had for the past 53 years, Welker has helped bring to life countless iconic characters such as Curious George, Megatron, Abu, and how we know him best as both Dr. Ray Stantz and Slimer from The Real Ghostbusters.
What, he was Slimer?
Yes, he was the voice of Slimer in The Real Ghostbusters.
Wow. He was my childhood, is what you're saying.
Yes, he's our childhood. He was also Dr. Claw.
Oh!
And Soundwave.
That had to hurt his voice something fierce.
Well, he used that same voice for Soundwave, and then in post-production, they added a layer to it to give it that synthetic sound that you would hear when Soundwave spoke.
Stop spreading false news. I'm 100% real.
It's not false news.
Get your next time guest next time.
That's the best I can do.
That's gotta hurt. That's just gotta hurt the pipes.
So it goes on to say it's hard to believe that given his impressive and likely unmatched resume, including ranking as the third highest grossing actor of all time behind Stan Lee and Samuel L. Jackson, the actor has somehow yet to receive his spot on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Recently, a fan asked Welker why he's yet to receive a star, with the voice actor's response being a bit surprising, saying that officials haven't found him worthy of acknowledgement.
How dare you not recognize Megatron, leader of all Decepticons?
That's a travesty of justice, I say.
I had to do that. I know you guys are saying, no, Mike, you did not have to do that. You chose to do that.
I have no comment on the matter.
And welcome, Baron Ormontag. How you doing, Baron?
You come to play with Boo?
So the article continues by saying, in an attempt to get the actor a place on the walkway, fan Bradford Smith has started up a Twitter account rallying fans and detailing an overview of Welker's historic career, which I will put that link in the chat for anyone who wants to sign it or at least voice their opinion.
Got my support.
It says the list of studios Frank has worked for are equally endless. For 13 straight years, Frank appeared in every Walt Disney feature animation film, from The Great Mouse Detective to Tarzan. That's the entirety of the Disney Renaissance, and then some. And during the 7-year run of the Disney Afternoon, Frank appeared in every television series in the block. For Hanna-Barbera, Mr. Welker was the original voice for a plethora of classic characters, including Fred Jones of Scooby-Doo, who he's been voicing for over 50 years, Dino Mutt, and Jabberjaw. For a brief while, he was even the voice of Barney Rubble.
Wow.
And at Nickelodeon, Frank has a long list of Nicktoon appearances, SpongeBob, CatDog. He's even the voice of Goddard on Jimmy Neutron. Whatever decade you grew up in, Frank Welker was the man behind characters you loved. But none more's the children. All right, I'm going to reword this. But the children of the 80s would know that Frank has a significant role as far as being in the Smurfs. He was Hefty Smurf. In the Real Ghostbusters, he was Slimer. In Inspector Gadget, Dr. Claw, Muppet Babies, he was Baby Kermit.
What?
And last but yes, he was Baby Kermit.
Wow!
So it goes on to say, last but certainly not least,
Oh, hell, Megatron, leader of all Decepticons.
For now, until my rise.
Yeah, what do you mean, Starscream?
Who disrupts my coronation?
All right. So, of course, Megatron and children continue to be entertained by Frank as he continues voicing childhood icons like Scooby-Doo, a role he's held for 20 years. And it goes on to say Curious George, 16 years, Abu, 30 years, Nibbler for the last 23 years. Look up a cartoon and there's good odds Frank's made an appearance, whether it be as a human, monkey, dog, something else entirely. Yeah, they've asked him to do various sounds because he's that good.
says, animated projects aside, Frank has toiled away working in live action for just as long, having starred alongside Elvis Presley, The Trouble with Girls, Kurt Russell, The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, and Don Knotts' How to Frame a Frig in the early days of his career. And while he's continued working in live action, a lot of that work goes unnoticed, despite Frank playing crucial roles. From Raiders of the Lost Ark, Frank voiced the monkey who is poisoned by the date. For Cujo, Frank voiced the eponymous rabid dog. And for Gremlins, Frank lent his voice to the sinister Stripe. And it says, as mentioned above, Ghostbusters fans will no doubt recognize Frank Welker as the voice of both Dr. Ray Stantz, along with Boogeyman, Sandman, Mayor Lemmy, and occasionally Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So yeah, there's a guy with a long career in the voice acting industry, especially, and we all know him as, a different character, but he really should.
Wow. That's
He really
impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. It is most impressive. Unfortunately, I don't have that clip.
Most impressive.
Yeah. What do you all think? Do you think
I thought that was an excellent display of the true power of the dark side.
No. About Frank Welker not having a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Do you think he deserves one? I sure as hell do.
Well, also put his name on a plaque on the third Death Star.
I think he does. Because unfortunately, a lot of people who did voice work, I feel like they don't get the recognition they deserve.
I followed different voice actors on, YouTube, and, they all say it's not an easy job because you have to be able to emote with your voice. I certainly couldn't get a job in voice acting. You've all heard me read these articles on Pop Talk. I sound more like William Shatner when I do it. And yes, that is me taking a shot at myself. And Pop Culture Mechanic says, yeah, get him a star. He definitely should. So, is there anything you guys would like to plug before we leave?
Not right now. Obviously plug my channel and everything. Go check me out at the Smoking Patriot, _smoking_patriot. Haven't put out any new content in a while, but I am planning to here in the next month or so. But yeah, check out all my old content. View that. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, so that when I do start going live or start releasing episodes or whatnot, y'all can do that. I'm also going to be working here soon on starting up a podcast that I'm going to do. I found an app that you can create your own podcasts on, and it's going to be covering more of the political, cultural side of stuff, because my YouTube channel's for the nerd stuff, the nerd side of pop culture. But I also like talking about the political side. So I am going to start a podcast here soon. And I'll put the links in my videos and on my channel once I get that up and running. But I'm going to start that here soon, just in case you're curious to hear thoughts on stuff that's going on and whatnot and whatnot. So,
nice.
How about you, TK?
Not really. You already know. Probably gonna go grab some grub real quick and get set up. What would you prefer? Redeading people or spreading freedom?
Either one would work, but I probably won't be able to stay on too long, because tonight at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be on the Nerdporial Lifeforms channel, and we will be talking about our top 5 Klingon episodes.
Oh, that's a good one.
And we do have some honorable mentions, and I will admit that it's been difficult to come up with a top 5 list when there have been so many good episodes with the Klingons.
Come on, we know at least 4 out of 5 of those are going to be on Deep Space Nine. Come on.
Well, honestly, and I don't think this is going to spoil it for tonight, but honestly, a lot of the best Klingon episodes did come from Deep Space Nine.
Yep, and then the other ones would be, or I would say good, would be Arbiter of Succession. Those ones.
Well, you'll just have to tune in and find out which episodes are on our list. And
I don't already know.
Which episodes are honorable mentions as well.
That I'm curious to see what the honorable mentions are.
So I am putting Nerdporial's link right there. So if you're not subscribed to Nerdporial, please do subscribe to Nerdporial because it's going to be a good stream. Not
Hey
sure how
guys,
long it's going to go for, but it's going to be a good one.
I will be spreading freedom tonight. Definitely. I don't know how much freedom I'm going to be spreading, but freedom is going to be spread because, as I told you guys earlier on this stream, that my entire Rex army was unlived. I should have streamed that freaking pile of fail that did happen, but yeah. Sadness in my chest.
Yeah, but there's never any sadness, especially when you get a group of friends together on a panel and we can all discuss the latest in pop culture and give our own takes on it.
Yeah, guys, check me out on Twitch. Was it Chaos WTNX at twitch.com? Sometime today I will be spreading insanity throughout the internet as normal.
Mm-hmm. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like or dislike if you didn't like it. Leave a comment down in the comment section below and subscribe to the PACIFIC414 YouTube channel. As always, I greatly appreciate it. And until next time.
This has been a test of the emergency Hypnotoad system. Had this been an actual hypnosis, you would go limp and watch whatever crap comes on next.